voice of Ocala with Buddy Martin.
You know I don't speak Spanish. In English, please.
Look in my eyes, what do you see? The cult of personality. I know your anger, I know your dreams. I've been everything you wanna be. Oh, I'm the cult of personality. Like Mussolini and Kennedy, I'm the cult of personality, the cult of personality, the cult of personality. Neon lights, Nobel Prize when I'm
Welcome to the Voice of Ocala on a Monday. We're coming to you live from the palatial studios of WOCA Radio at the Paddock Mall. Paddock Mall, which is open for business. It's closed a little earlier today due to some threats made against the mall. Mall is back open, ready for business, so all clear here at the mall. Safe to return to the mall and do any shopping you may need to do. We'll get to that story in a moment, but we start today with a story. Today has been a weird day so far in Ocala, and it started with two people were found dead inside a northeast Ocala home in what law enforcement officials are calling a murder-suicide. OPD received a call just after 4:50 a.m. about a shooting at a home on 132nd Northeast 32nd Terrace. When officers arrived, they discovered a broken window. They discovered people in the place. They went in the house, discovered a man and a woman dead in the kitchen. Both had gunshot wounds to the head. Initial evidence points to the man shooting the woman, then turning the gun on itself, according to an OPD report. Sergeant Angie Scrobel, the OPD public information officer, said the deceased are Chad Allen Miller, 38, and Christy J. Music, 44. They lived together in the home. The medical examiner was on the scene Monday morning. At least a dozen law enforcement and media vehicles lined the quiet street. This is a home in Country Estates. Looks like a domestic murder-suicide. Then we get bomb threat at the Paddock Mall. The mall was reopened. They got the all clear about 1:10. They've cleared the mall. No devices have been found. The threat Monday caused the evacuation of the entire mall. The caller stated there were several devices located throughout the mall, according once again to Angie Scrobel, OPD spokeswoman. Officers swept the mall for any devices. It was unknown if the incident was related to another incident near downtown Ocala on Monday morning when an Ocala park ranger found a device with wires and batteries that appeared suspicious. Several businesses in the area around the device were evacuated and closed off until the package was removed by the Marion County Sheriff's Office bomb squad. As we all know, this story of court by Carlos Mendina says the threat at the mall also caused the interruption of live programming at WOCA Radio, which has its studios inside the mall. And they used our live video feed from the station that showed police officers congregating at the mall's food court entrance. We were off the air all morning. Well, our live programming was, as we're the only radio station that does a live morning show and a live afternoon show. But kind of a weird Monday. And in this day and age, it's so hard to call in these kind of hoaxes because there's so much paper trail and trail of phones. And I don't think how anybody thinks they could get away with this, because somebody's going to get arrested for this. Greg Graham and his staff at the Ocala Police Department and the Marion County Sheriff's Office and Chris Blair, they're going to get to the bottom of all this. And how somebody thinks in this day and age of technology, they could just call in a bomb threat is amazing to me. They could track your cell phone using GPS, know exactly where you are. They know what cell tower stuff pinged off of. They know what cell phones things happened at. There's so many surveillance cameras set up at entrances of businesses and everything that somebody's going to get caught on a surveillance camera if you did it from a payphone. They're going to arrest you. It just makes no sense. And this is exactly, though, this is the kind of thing that we talk about on the Ask the Cop show, brought to you by Daniel L. Hightower, attorney, fighting for accidents, victims' justice since 1976. When we had Major Terry Brevard on the show with Sheriff Chris Blair, this is the kind of thing we talked about. You don't think it could happen to you, but here we had what looks like a credible device, or at least it resembled an explosive device, found in downtown this morning in a bomb threat called into the mall. It's what Buddy Martin has been saying all along, and the police have been saying all along. Local police are the first on the scene and the last to leave. They're the first line of defense in this kind of terrorism, in any kind of terrorism. The FBI is not the first here. Homeland Security is not the first here. It's your local police departments. And that's what happened today. I'm very interested to see what the motivation was behind this. It just seems to me that in this day and age of technology, this is going to be something that gets solved. And then I want to know what the nutbag was thinking who did it. It just seems to me, I don't know. Trying to find the positive. My good friend Mike that calls in says, always try to find the positive, Tom. Don't look for the negatives. Try to find the positives. I'll tell you something positive this weekend. I have a new understanding now of how our downtown area could be even more vibrant. I went on a weekend trip this weekend to the Arnold Palmer Invitational. And yes, it's in the city of Orlando, and Orlando's a big city, but there are pockets of Orlando that quite resemble the downtown area of Ocala, and there were festivals everywhere. I'll tell you about my experience in Orlando coming up next right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. We're not off the air. We're live. We're here at the Paddock Mall, the All Clear. Come in and get your shopping done. The Paddock Mall back open. You're listening to us, coming to you from the Paddock Mall on The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Time now to spiff up your bling for spring. Make your rings look brand new. Our master jeweler at Goss & Son will rhodium finish your rings for just $69.95, regular price $75. It's like waxing your car. It brings that shine back and looks all brand new all over again. So come see us. Our downtown location, Goss & Son Jewelers, serving you downtown for 65 years. Does osteoarthritis bring frustration with every step? Do pain and stiffness affect your everyday activities? If so, you may be interested in a research study for the treatment of pain associated with osteoarthritis.
Rinstar Medical Research is conducting a research study of an investigational medication for individuals between the ages of 40 and 75 and who have been treated for the pain associated with osteoarthritis for at least 3 months. Qualified participants will receive study-related medical care and investigational medication. Compensation for time and travel will be provided. To learn more about this osteoarthritis study, please call Rinstar Medical Research in Ocala at 352-629-5800. Again, that's 352-629-5800.
You're listening to The Source, your home for Fox News and Fox Sports Weekends.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. More clouds and sun today with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm crossing the area. The high 78 to 82. Mostly cloudy tonight with a shower around early, low 59 inland, 65 on the coast. Tomorrow will turn out partly sunny, but there may be a brief shower in spots in the afternoon, the high 80 to 84. On Wednesday, partly sunny and warm again, a chance of a shower, high 82 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
This weather forecast brought to you by Tri-County Generators 1-800-622-1957. Don't get caught with your power down. Call Tri-County Generators now, 1-800-622-1957.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
WOCA.
AM 1370.
96.3. 96.3.
Here's some good policy from your local agent and auto owners insurance. When your insurance policy comes from us, it comes with something extra, a real person. Don't buy from an insurance company with an 800 number and voicemail menu. Auto owners insurance operates exclusively through local independent agencies here to help you with all of your insurance needs 24/7. Now that's good policy. Visit George Mangan Insurance in Ocala today. Go to www.manganinsurance.com.
Locally owned and operated since 1957. We are The Source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala. Coming to you live from the palatial studios of WOCA Radio. Outside of the food court entrance to the Paddock Mall in beautiful brick city of Ocala, Florida. Today would have been the 133rd birthday of Emmy Noether. We have Emmy Noether to thank for contribution. She was a German mathematical genius who Albert Einstein said had the most significant creative mathematical genius of anyone that he came in contact with. She made significant contributions to abstract algebra and theoretical physics. So Emmy Noether, today would have been her 133rd birthday, and we have her to thank for some of the stuff we do in calculus and trigonometry and in advanced algebra. So, you know, it all started somewhere. I was talking before the break about how I saw how we could use the Ocala area to do fantastic things. I was in Orlando over the weekend for the Arnold Palmer Invitational. And Saturday, we got a kind of a late start out of here Saturday. Excuse me. So Saturday, I spent the time downtown in Orlando at Lake Eola. I've never been to Lake Eola. In all my years of living in Florida, never made the trip into downtown Orlando to walk around Lake Eola. But at Lake Eola, they had this Bark and Brew Barks and Brew Beer Festival, where they had vets and veterinarians and food and all set up, and you could bring your dogs, and there was also beer tasting. It took up a little bitty area, probably half an acre around the lake, maybe a full acre around the lake. They had it cordoned off. They had jazz bands playing and everything. But it still left the whole lake for you to be, if you wanted to, you could sit at the lake, you could hear the music come across the water and everything. And I thought immediately, while Tuscaloosa is not the size of Lake Eola, Tuscaloosa is a fabulous place for festivals like that. And we don't take advantage of Tuscaloosa in that vein. And I know there's plans to eventually use Tuscaloosa that way. Then we walk up from there, and of course, there, the Orlando Solar Bears are playing, got a night game, and the Orlando City Soccer Club has a game that day. This soccer team, by the way, this Orlando City soccer team, it was amazing how many people were downtown turning out for this. But what they did is they blocked off Wall Street and Church Street, two individual streets. And they set up tents out there, and they had block parties. And I asked a guy, I said, I know it's Orlando. Y'all do this all the time. He said, yeah, we do it every weekend, almost every weekend. I said, but only when sports are in town. He said, no, we just do it on nice weekends. We'll come up with, a reason. We'll raise money for somebody. We'll do a blood drive. One week, the blood buses wanted it. I said, really? Come on, drinking and blood? He said, well, you got to give blood first and everything. And I understand what he's saying, but there's a myriad of opportunities to come up with ways to use a street to garner money with festivals. And like we're doing with the Silver Springs Film Festival, like the Silver Springs International Film Festival is doing when they're going to have the dinner on the street. But I got to thinking, we have this beautiful city where we can do lots of festivals like this. Mount Dora does festivals all the time. And I know that the buses went to Georgia when we were just starting this show 3.5 years ago. And Buddy went on that trip, and there was a lot of talk about how Decatur did like 25, 30 festivals a year. And there was a lot of excitement and a lot of talk about how we should try to become a festival type place and everything. And while we've done a great job with the downtown entertainment, Janie Pope does a good job bringing in bands on a regular basis. I just think that sometimes we waste the opportunity. And I know we have the farmers market every Saturday downtown, but I think there's an opportunity to be a festival hub here in Ocala. And I think it would benefit, especially during the summers, because we have some of the most beautiful summers that I can think of in this area. I think it would be a great benefit to our area. And I know we got the first Friday art walk, but I mean a true, I was at 4 different places this weekend, all in the Orlando area, all of them having festivals. And I know you say, well, they got enough people there, they can support that many festivals. We have enough people here, we could support one festival like every other week if you came up with something to do. And I'm not talking about like the Strawberry Festival where you get 20,000 people. I'm talking about something just downtown, takes up like the parking lot, where the farmers market is, or on Lake Eola, or somewhere down there, the parking lot behind, across from the old Ocala National Bank building, the Sovereign building, that parking lot, set tents up in there. I'm talking about something like that where, 3,000-4,000 people come to it would be a great turnout. But it just gives you something to do every weekend. And I know we got Silver Springs and all, but right now that seems to be floundering. And it just gives you something to do, brings merchants together in the downtown area, and it drives traffic to the downtown area. And Janie Pope, don't get me wrong, Janie Pope is doing a fantastic job. She, her and her staff with the concert series and everything downtown's great. I'm just saying I think there's an opportunity to do more. Tuscuela is sitting there, a beautiful lake. One of the most beautiful attributes we have to our city is Tuscuela. Now that Daniel Owen, before he left office, got the Muscovy duck problem taken care of. Tuscuela is a fantastic waterway, and I saw how you can use a fantastic waterway this weekend with the way people were walking their dogs around Tuscuela and everything. And I know we can't put the big 4-person swans on Tuscuela where you paddle boat them, but you could put some sort of little 2-man paddle boat on Tuscuela. You could make it a vibrant area. And I know the plans are there, and I hear about 2035, and we're going to do that. We're going to include, well, why don't we include it now? It's a beautiful setting. It's in the downtown area. I mean, Silver Springs is sitting there floundering right now. Take advantage of Tuscuela. You got the Discovery Center going in there. You got the orchestras building their hall there. I was just struck with how we have a smaller version of Lake Eola right in our front yard in downtown. And yet we don't take advantage of it the way I think we should be capable of taking advantage of it. Everything's geared towards Citizen Circle and the City Hall area. And that beautiful park and lake, just sit there. I wish somebody would call and tell me why what I'm thinking doesn't make sense. I think it's a resource we're not taking advantage of, and I know. I keep hearing, oh no, it's in the plans. We got all kind of plans. The best laid plans and intentions never get you anywhere. It's ready for use now as a festival hosting site. You could use it now. You could say, I drove by there today just to make sure before I came over. There's the basketball courts at one end of it. You could set porta potties up there or something. You could use it right now as a festival area. Tuscuela. And it would be a great festival. You could set up something in between the Discovery Center and the water. It would be a fantastic place to hold festivals upon festivals. And it's not spectacular ideas come up with it. The festival I saw was a Barks and Brew dog walk and beer tasting festival. I dare say that's not on the top of the list of festivals when you go Google what types of festivals to have. But there was a lot of people there because people have dogs. I'd go to something like that with my dog. I dare say a bunch of people would go take their dogs to something like that. Let's go. We got time for one quick call. Hi, caller. Who's this?
Hunter. It's Hunter, Tom.
Oh, dear goodness.
Let me tell you. I think we should have more places for festivals in Ocala.
I think Tuscuela is being underused.
I totally agree. We've had, we saw, what was the biggest thing we had there recently? Vice President Joe Biden came out there, and I thought it was beautiful.
I agree with you. I thought it was an amazing event there, even though I'm not a Democrat. I thought it was an amazing event. I just think it's one of our resources we don't take advantage of.
I think they cleaned it up. They made it look nice, and I feel like if we did more festivals out there, it would make people come out in the community, and we don't do it enough.
I was down. I was struck by how Tuscuela to me seems like a little Lake Eola. I saw that this weekend, and it made me think. Hey, Hunter, thanks for the call, buddy. We're up against the break. You gonna try to get in here for the sports hour or something? Do some work, something?
You got it.
All right, Hunter Turner. Yeah, I just think that after seeing all the advantages, and I know somebody said, "Well, Tom, why don't you do something?" Well, I'd be part of a committee that could go ahead and get something done around Tuscuela. I think it's a fantastic place to have festivals, and I think that the city of Ocala, what do we have that Mount Dora doesn't have? Lots to offer. That's what we have. I think it would just be a great place to have festivals. I think the Brick City Beautiful is a great, beautiful city, and Lake Eola is one of those things we're not using to its full to our full advantage. Not Lake Eola, Lake Tusquilla Park with the water and everything is something we're not using to our fullest advantage, and we should. If you disagree with me or you agree with me, give me a call, 622-9622. We'll ask Buddy Martin about that when he checks in as well. Right here on a Monday version of the Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
Let's give it up for old asphalt and a new pair of shoes. Let's give it up for a good rhythm meeting a sweet melody. For a church cookout under clear skies. Let's give it up for good things coming together, like bundling your auto and other policies together with an Allstate agent, which can save you time and keep you better protected. Let's give it up for good.
To receive your comparative insurance quote, contact the McDonald Agency at 622-2333.
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is the place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball on WOCA The Source.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala and Bellevue. Prestige, it's all there in our name.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Tragedy in North Carolina. 3 construction workers are killed in a scaffolding collapse at an 11-story high-rise in downtown Raleigh. At Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia, GOP Senator Ted Cruz announces his presidential bid.
With more than 10,000 students here at the largest Christian university watching, Texas Senator Ted Cruz made a pitch for millions of courageous conservatives to join him.
Imagine a federal government that works to defend the sanctity of human life.
Cruz hitting on all the major conservative themes.
Fox Radio's Jared Halpern. A door-to-door search underway in Union Grove, Wisconsin. Authorities there hunting for an armed suspect who kidnapped a woman from a rehab center, then shot at the cops. Residents are being warned.
We want them to stay indoors, especially those who reside in Union Grove. Stay indoors. Lock your house up. If you see something, call 911 immediately.
Racine County Sheriff Christopher Schmalling. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Geico presents Fan Mail to a Pig.
Dear Maxwell, I just want to say thank you for making my Geico Insurance ID card digital. It's easy to find on the app. It doesn't give me paper cuts, and I always have it on hand because it's on my phone. Because of this, I finally cleaned out my glove box, which was filled with years of paper ID cards. Any thought on what I should put in my glove box now? Sincerely, Trent Patterson. Trent, what can you put in the glove box? Here's a crazy thought. How about gloves?
Digital insurance ID cards, just a tap away on the Geico app.
Do you run a small business? Do you want it to grow? Well, then don't let your business slow down or shut down because you lost your computer files. Get Carbonite and your files will be backed up to the cloud automatically. No matter how many computers, servers, or external drives you have, Carbonite has an affordable plan. Start a free trial today at Carbonite.com. No credit card required. Use offer code BACKITUP and get 2 free bonus months with purchase. Carbonite.com. Offer code BACKITUP.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
Buried under receipts and confusing tax code? Let Crippen & Company help. They work hard to make the tax preparation process as painless as possible. With offices in Ocala and the Villages, their team is dedicated to helping clients with corporate and personal tax returns, bookkeeping for businesses, and estate planning for the future. Crippen & Company crafts a truly customized experience for each client's needs while alleviating stress and creating a big picture of your overall financial health. Call 352-732-4260 or visit crippencpa.com to get started.
Holidays and memories go hand in hand. Why not make this Easter even more memorable by serving a honey-baked ham and delicious sides and desserts? Yum! Yes, the coconut and lemon cream cakes are back.
Enjoying the family, egg hunts, and just being able to relax without having to spend hours in the kitchen will make your day a memorable one. Hop on over to Honey Baked Ham.
Call and place your holiday order today, 861-0011. That's 861-0011. Honey Baked Ham, behind Best Buy.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
This is James Snyder inviting you to join me each Sunday morning at 9:30 for Sunday Joy, right here on WOCA 1370.
We are The Source, WOCA. Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala on a Monday. It's a Monday edition of the Voice of Ocala. I'm Tom Schmitz. Buddy Martin joins us in the 4 o'clock hour. His guest today at 4 o'clock will be former CEP Chairman Doug Cohn. He'll join us in studio at 4 o'clock. One of the smartest, most business-savvy men in all of Marion County, Doug Cohn, will join us at 4 o'clock. Let's go right out to the phone lines. Hi, caller. Who's this?
Hi, Tom and Hugh calling in.
Hey, Hugh. How are you, buddy?
Pretty good. The next little rain we had, it cleared up real nice.
Wow, knocked the pollen out of the trees. That was the big thing.
Oh, God, that's really, it helps to wash the air out like that, yeah. I hope everything's all straightened up at the mall. I missed you guys live this morning, but crazy things like that happen. I guess that's kind of the world we live in.
Well, it is, but I don't want to talk about too much about it because whoever the person was that done it, that gives them the publicity they're looking for. Just know the mall's back open for business. Everything's fine here at the mall, and the Ocala Police Department, the Sheriff's Department did a fantastic job. Their training took place and protocols took place. You can't say enough about how great the police were this morning in our city. Great to have them here protecting us. Greg Graham and his group at the police department, the Ocala Police Department, Chris Blair and his staff at the Sheriff's Department. Two of the finest police departments you'll ever encounter, and they did a great job this morning. And the mall's back open and safe, and come on out and go shopping.
Very good. Getting back to Tuscaloosa Park, I totally agree with you. Wonderful facility. It's like the gym in the middle of our city next to the square. On every weekend, I take the wife over to the Humane Society to drop her off so she does her thing with the dogs. And I take my 2 dogs in a car. We go over there. We watch the guys run their model speedboats and sailboats in the pond, the lake. I stopped and took a little tour myself of the concert hall, which is right now it's gutted. It's totally cut it out, and it's kind of going to be fun kind of watch the progress of that being rebuilt. And I think once it gets up and going, it'll be not only functional for the orchestra, but I think for a lot of other things, they're supposed to have like an outdoor stage on one side overlooking the park. So I think it's going to be kind of a little bit of inspiration for that whole area there, and to kind of pick it up.
See, you just told me something else we can do. I'd forgot all about the availability of using radio-controlled speedboats and all out there. That's another hobby that can be taken advantage of at Tusquilla.
Let me tell you, they're fun to watch, and they really zip around there.
I mean, I just think it's one of those places that everybody knows it's there. Everybody knows it has potential, and we keep saying we're planning on using it. Well, why don't we use it?
Yeah. I like I said, I think once that concert hall gets up and going, and not only just for the concerts themselves, but I know it's going to be a multifunctional building where they're going to have probably guest people in and celebrities and whatnot. I think it'll bring a lot of life to that area.
Well, yeah, and like Lake Eola in Orlando has a big band shell area at one end, an amphitheater at one end, but at the other end was where the other end of the lake was where the Barks and Brew Beer Festival is going on this weekend, and they just fenced off like about an acre of land right at the other end, and so and then there was a Latin festival going on at the other end of the band shell, so you literally had two big festivals going on Lake Eola. Now I'm not saying Tusquilla could handle two big festivals like that, but with the band shell up at the Symphony where it's going to be, you could have a festival down at the bottom on the other side of the lake, and you could do something like that with music at night and a festival during the day. I don't think that I understand what you're saying. It's going to bring vibrant life once that starts getting built and once it's built and everything. But I think that park and that lake and Tusquilla Lake and everything, it's ready to handle festivals now without the building of that building.
It's a great facility. There's a lot of room there. It's beautiful. Like Milwaukee in the summertime, every other weekend they have a festival, an ethnic festival. 1 week it's the Polish Fest, 2 weeks later it's the German Fest and the Irish Fest and the Mexican, and on and on and on. And it just attracts a lot of people, and it's a wonderful thing. I think on a smaller scale we could do that here.
That's what I'm saying. Just do it once or twice a month. And I like the idea, a Greek festival, and maybe a Renaissance festival, and maybe a German festival. I like all those ideas, but because there's just there's a large number of ideas you could do, and it doesn't have to be anything that has 30,000 people. I'm talking about 4,000 people to make it a success.
Absolutely, and like we said, it's a great area, and let's hope things start moving down there.
Well, Hugh, you and I should make a handshake, and we should start the Tusquilla committee for festivals. You and I, and just get people to join us, and we should take it over.
Oh, I think we can get something going down there, Tom.
Hugh, thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for the call.
You bet. Bye now.
I just think it's one of those areas that we don't take enough advantage of. Tusquilla is one of those places we just don't take the advantage of we should. And it's something that can be used right now. It's not something that we would have to wait. It's not something like Silver Springs where, they want to get it cleaned up first, and they want to do some cosmetic stuff first. They want to get the water better, and they want to do Tusquilla's ready to go. And I'm not talking about, a permanent festival. I'm talking about where you pop up the 10 by 10 tents and you sell the little stained glass Florida Gator trinkets. And the funny little hand-painted signs, that says the boss is out, but she'll be back soon, stuff like that, happiness is divorced, those kind of dumb little signs, and selling some molasses, homemade molasses and some boiled peanuts. Somebody, setting up a food truck and selling Italian sausage with peppers and onions, have a band down there playing a little music. And charge like $3 or $5 for a drink armband or something. I don't know how you would do it, and then give the proceeds to a nice charity around here after you pay for the permitting and everything. Make the proceeds go to one of the many charities around here. With the giving the way Ocala is, people would turn out for those things, and it just showcases a beautiful area of our city, and we could do that right now. It's not something we'd have to get prepared for. It's not something we'd have to do. We could do that right now. Now, there is some differences where we'd have to get the city ordinance and everything for a one-day ordinance because, let's be honest, to do those kind of things. I know a lot of people will disagree with this, but to do some of these festivals, you know, you need to be able to sell beer and wine at least. And I know that's the big hang up. Like, there's a fantastic venue in our town, the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion. Fantastic venue that doesn't get used as much as it should because of some ordinances. But right now, let's go out to Buddy Martin. Buddy, how are you today?
Well, if you're trying to get something organized out in Tuscaloosa Park, I like your energy and your ideas there, and just took a little trip out of town for you and Jennifer to get fired up about.
Well, I'd never been to Lake Eola. And then when I went to Lake Eola, I walked back from Lake Eola and said, I have that same thing just on a smaller scale in my beautiful city, Tuscaloosa Park.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's, we'll have to have Janie Pope on and maybe some of our friends from the city and talk about that. You're right about enlarging beyond Citizen Circle. I think Janie does a great job, as you said, but I think there's room for expansion, and we don't have to wait. I think that's what we've been doing too much of, is waiting, and we need to move on some stuff. So good for you for doing that. And by the way,
this really is a weird Monday. We're having all these problems, and now you and I are agreeing. Boy, this is a crazy. There's some vortex or something.
Full moon? Was there a full moon or something?
You talked to Terry Bradshaw, didn't you?
By the way, no, I didn't. But here's the thing: how would you like to have a butler one day on the show?
Oh, I would love a butler on the show.
I think we're going to get one if we can work out the schedule. We had the schedule for Wednesday to back out, and Jim Ross, who's doing this for Literary Council, has volunteered an hour of being a butler just to bring awareness to raising money for literacy. So I said, we can use a butler.
Yeah, we always use a butler.
He wrote back, well, yes, your lordship. I said, no. You call me your dudeness, not your lordship. So,
everybody.
we might do that.
That Literary Council is a great thing. I know that Bobby Genovese is involved with it this year. Jim Ross, Larry, and Robin, of course, are in it again this year.
Yeah, always have been, right?
Yeah, just a great thing. Now, speaking of great things, great people for our community that really champion our community, 4 o'clock, you got one of the best.
We do, and he knows. Here's the thing about this man. He's known a lot he couldn't talk about because of his position of chairman of the CEP. And now I think we should throw him up against the wall and beat it out of him.
We can do that.
All right, Doug.
I heard Doug's pretty
done. Yeah.
I heard he's pretty stout, though.
He might be in pretty good shape. We better be careful about that.
I don't know. I don't know
have
about
a little
that.
more. Yeah. We'll just say, shall we maybe bribe him? No, we can't do that either.
No, I don't think we can bribe him either. We'll just ask.
We'll beg. We'll just beg and see what he can tell us about what's going on in our city. And like a lot of people, we're just sitting there hoping, and I know Doug knows what's happening, and he'll give us the full deal. So I'm looking forward to having Doug on. So he'll be in at the top of the hour, and we'll share those thoughts. Of course, sports is we got our Joe Williams segment on at 5:45, and then we'll talk about a lot of chalk this weekend in the tournament time.
How bad are your brackets right now, buddy?
Probably, but somewhere between awful and disaster.
I took mine out in the backyard when I got home yesterday and just took a lighter to them. I just,
Why don't you let me know? I'll give you mine to burn, too.
I used mine to start a fire in the backyard last night.
Yeah, well, I'm a football guy, okay? I don't pick that. I'm a football guy.
That sounds like a cop-out to me.
Well, hey, wait a minute now. I'm a football guy. I'm just saying I'm a football guy. So.
Well,
anyway,
at 4 o'clock, you'll be talking to a guy who I bet Doug Cohn's probably got a good set of brackets. So he's smart as he is. That guy's probably got a lot. He's probably locked.
He may be too busy to fill brackets out. That's the thing.
Well, we'll find out.
We'll find out. All right, coming up at 4 o'clock. See you in a minute.
All right, Buddy Martin. We're going to take a break. When I come back, we'll wrap up hour number 1 right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
In the heart of horse country, just off I-75 exit 354, the award-winning and newly refreshed Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala invites you to pamper yourself in one of our comfy guest rooms. Enjoy our free and fast Wi-Fi, heated outdoor swimming pool, 24-hour fitness center, and our deluxe continental breakfast. Other on-site amenities include a restaurant, putt-putt golf, and a car wash. Go happy, go Hojo at the Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball on WOCA The Source.
Imagine yourself in a quaint bistro right in the heart of a charming French village about to indulge in real French cuisine. Located in beautiful, vibrant downtown Ocala, La Cuisine offers authentic French cuisine and wine from an award-winning menu. Patrice and Elodie moved to Ocala in 2009 because they fell in love with it. And you're going to fall in love with La Cuisine if you haven't already. La Cuisine offers a quick bite for lunch or a leisurely dinner in a comfortable and relaxed setting. So call La Cuisine of Ocala today at 352-433-2570. It's like a direct call to Paris.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account opened. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey Checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
Stay with us and sleep better at the Sleep Inn and Suites of Ocala Bellevue, located next door to Don Garlett's Museum and a few minutes from Florida Horse Park. Our award-winning, newly refreshed Sleep Inn and Suites offers comfy, clean rooms, free fast Wi-Fi, and service with a smile. Start your day with a deluxe hot breakfast and unwind in our heated outdoor pool. Our convenient 24-hour fitness and business centers allow you to stay on track whether you're here to play or to work. That's Sleep Inn and Suites, Ocala Bellevue.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. More clouds and sun today with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm crossing the area, the high 78 to 82. Mostly cloudy tonight with a shower around early, low 59 inland, 65 on the coast. Tomorrow will turn out partly sunny, but there may be a brief shower in spots in the afternoon, the high 80 to 84. On Wednesday, partly sunny and warm again, a chance of a shower, high 82 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Chip, you never cease to amaze me. What in the world are you building with all those sticks and cardboard?
Well, Mr. Marketing Guy, I'm making signs to announce the great lease offers at Ford Lincoln of Ocala and Village Ford of Bellevue.
Really? What do you plan on calling it?
Sign and Ride. Get it?
That's not how it works. Sign and Ride is all about fantastic lease offers on Fusions, Escapes, Fiestas, Explorers, and remaining 2014 Focuses.
Wait a minute. If I understand correctly, Sign and Ride would mean 0 down payment?
Right.
0 first month's payment?
Right again.
And 0 due at signing?
Now you're on the right track. Don't waste time. Head to Ford Lincoln of Ocala and Village Ford of Bellevue today and see how easy it can be to drive off in America's favorite brand.
And if you're planning to buy a new Ford, 0% financing for 72 months on select new 2015 Fords.
Whether you buy or lease, now's the best time to head to Ford Lincoln of Ocala or Village Ford of Bellevue, your family of Ford dealerships where we've got what it takes.
Not all buyers or models qualify for sign and ride offer or 0% financing. See dealer for complete details.
WWWOCA, WWWOCA.
If you want to avoid getting ripped off and put more money in your pocket, then join me, Clark Howard, every weeknight at 6, right here on WOCA, The Source.
Visit the WOCA website at www.woca.com.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala. I'm Tom Schmitz here, wrapping up hour number 1 of the Voice of Ocala, coming to you live from the Paddock Mall, the WOCA studios at the food court entrance of the Paddock Mall. Paddock Mall back up and open for business. Thanks again to the Ocala Police Department and the Marion County Sheriff's Department for all they did this morning in diffusing 2 bomb scare situations in our town. Just can't talk enough about how great the Ocala Police Department and the Sheriff's Department is, the Marion County Sheriff's Department are, how much respect I have for those 2 groups and all they do, Chief Greg Graham and his staff and Chris Blair, Sheriff Chris Blair and his staff. So I'm going to end on a good note in the first hour with this story out of Kentucky. Asia Ford, a woman who lost 217 pounds over the last 2 years, She watched her husband lose a leg and a foot to diabetes, and the doctor said she would do the same if she didn't do something. So she joined a fitness boot camp. She lost 217 pounds over 2 years, and she ran her second 10K race, the Rhodes City Run 10K. She said about mile 4, she started to feel dizzy and sick. She said, I told my son, if anything happens, I want you to call 911, have EMS on the side, but I'm going to finish the race. He said, the EMS driver got out and told me that he wanted to take me to the hospital. He says, you're going to finish this race, aren't you? She was just getting over pneumonia, finishing her antibiotics. She said during mile 5, it's only a 6-mile race, 10K. During mile 5, I started crying because I knew my body was experiencing a shutdown. I had 1 mile to go and said to my son, I think it's time to quit. But I said, before I do, God, please let me take a few more steps. Right when I said that, God brought me this man. The man was Louisville Metropolitan Police Lieutenant Aubrey Gregory. He helped Ford reach a personal record of 2 hours and 7 minutes, which is 3 minutes shorter than her time last year. He helped her across the finish line, supported her and helped her walk. Ford and Gregory will be honored by the Louisville Mayor, Greg Fisher. She said, I just want to thank everyone for being so sweet and the kind words. I'm really blessed. Believe in yourself. You're worth it. Not only do I feed off God and my kids, but I fed off the words because I know I'm worth it. So I pass those words on to everybody else. The police lieutenant said he wasn't doing anything special. He was just protecting and serving. He was serving a member of the community by helping her achieve her goal of not quitting and getting a personal best in the Rhodes City 10K. My hat goes off to Lieutenant Aubrey Gregory. He went above and beyond the call of duty, and that's the stories you don't hear about. You always hear about the excessive force. You always hear about the shootings. The stories you don't hear about are when police officers do something like this. So kudos to Lieutenant Aubrey Gregory for what he did to help this woman achieve a personal best in the 10K run. Her name was Asia Ford. And you can go on, you can just put it, the pictures have gone viral of her and her son. Mayor Greg Fisher of Louisville put, did you love these images? Come meet Asia Ford and Lieutenant Gregory, and photographer Jonathan Roberts. Jonathan Roberts took the pictures that have now gone viral. Just a great story, and one that you don't get to hear about. You always get to hear the bad things about police officers, but this is one time when a police officer did something good, and I wanted to bring that to you. Coming up next, Doug Cohn. He joins Buddy Martin in hour number 2, plus Joe Williams in hour number 3, talking basketball brackets. All yet to come here on the Voice of Ocala on a Monday, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
Whenever you're searching for an attorney, you want somebody with knowledge who has a commitment to our community and our state. Such is the case with Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer. In everything from car and other motor vehicle accidents, work accidents, personal injury, and wrongful death cases. Daniel L. Hightower also handles Social Security disability and bankruptcy. Call him today at 352-629-7777 or check out danhightower.com. Daniel L. Hightower, fighting for accident victim justice since 1976.
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is the place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball on WOCA The Source.
Does osteoarthritis bring frustration with every step? Do pain and stiffness affect your everyday activities? If so, you may be interested in a research study for the treatment of pain associated with osteoarthritis. Rentstar Medical Research is conducting a research study of an investigational medication for individuals between the ages of 40 and 75 and who have been treated for the pain associated with osteoarthritis for at least 3 months. Qualified participants will receive study-related medical care and investigational medication. Compensation for time and travel will be provided.
To learn more about this osteoarthritis study, please call Renstar Medical Research in Ocala at 352-629-5800. Again, that's 352-629-5800.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, the new old-fashioned bank. Let us introduce you to Ocus, a simple way to bring your business online. Through this relationship, your business can have a fully functioning website in less than 30 minutes. We will also provide you support with social media, sales tracking, e-commerce, and online scheduling, which is all optimized for mobile users. Ocus, now at Gateway Bank, Silver Springs Boulevard, Ocala. Come visit our technology center for your total small business solution. I'm Tom Ingram, and I'll see you there.
Here's a way for you to have some fun and at the same time support Team WOCA The Source in our efforts to raise funds for the Marion County Literacy Council. You can have Robin and I come to your event or somebody else's event. I play accordion, she plays mandolin, and we'll give the oompa surprise to somebody who may not be expecting it. So call us at 732-8000, ask for Robin. 100% of your donation of any amount will go to the Marion County Literacy Council, and it is tax deductible. Call today, 732-8000.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. More clouds and sun today with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm crossing the area. The high 78 to 82. Mostly cloudy tonight with a shower around early, low 59 inland, 65 on the coast. Tomorrow will turn out partly sunny, but there may be a brief shower in spots in the afternoon, the high 80 to 84. On Wednesday, partly sunny and warm again, a chance of a shower, high 82 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hey Ocala, this is Kelly Hart, Executive Editor of Ocala Magazine. Did you know last year Ocala Magazine won more awards in excellence than any other publication in Florida? And this year, Ocala Magazine was named Best Consumer Magazine in the state. Now you can join me every Friday at 10 a.m. on Ocala Magazine Radio, where we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life, right here on The Source. Ocala Magazine thanks you for making us number one. And remember, there is only one Ocala Magazine.
Legally Yours, brought to you by Fuller & Fuller Attorneys at Law. On the air every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. with John Fuller, a board-certified civil trial lawyer for over 25 years. John welcomes your questions, from business to complex family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Legally Yours with John Fuller, right here on WOCA 1370 AM and 96.3 FM, The Source.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
In a study involving more than 2,000 people, those with slimmer waistlines showed higher cognitive ability than those who were overweight or obese. Our pets improve our character and make us much better people. If your partner's the one who's stressed out, we know that you will be 25% more likely to be affected than a stranger would be. Yeah, be careful because stress is contagious.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. With a deepening crisis in Yemen, the U.S. is pulling out all remaining embassy staffers and military. There are fears that Iran is behind the chaos, but the State Department says there's no reason to believe that's the case.
When it comes to Iran, obviously we're aware of reports of a variety of support that Iran has provided to the Houthis, but have not seen evidence that Iran is exerting command and control over their activities in Yemen.
Spokesperson Marie Harf. Sources tell Fox News the president has changed course and will now keep most of the 10,000 American troops still in Afghanistan in place at least through this year. The chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee says he'd like to add to their number.
And we'll get a bipartisan resolution supporting the president's decision to leave a residual force behind in larger numbers.
Senator Lindsey Graham. Virginia police say they cannot confirm that an alleged gang rape at UVA that was described in Rolling Stone magazine actually happened. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Geico presents Fan Mail to a Pig.
Dear Maxwell, I just want to say thank you for making my Geico Insurance ID card digital. It's easy to find on the app. It doesn't give me paper cuts, and I always have it on hand because it's on my phone. Because of this, I finally cleaned out my glove box, which was filled with years of paper ID cards. Any thought on what I should put in my glove box now? Sincerely, Trent Patterson. Trent, what can you put in the glove box? Here's a crazy thought. How about gloves?
Digital insurance ID cards, just a tap away on the Geico app.
Do you run a small business? Do you want it to grow? Well, then don't let your business slow down or shut down because you lost your computer files. Get Carbonite and your files will be backed up to the cloud automatically. No matter how many computers, servers, or external drives you have, Carbonite has an affordable plan. Start a free trial today at Carbonite.com. No credit card required. Use offer code BACKITUP and get 2 free bonus months with purchase. Carbonite.com. Offer code BACKITUP.
Yes, it's time again for Buddy Martin. Call him up and tell him what you're thinking. But be kind because he's doing the best he can.
I'm just sick of all the amateur stuff, you know? I mean, like, if I'm paying top dollar, I want a little production value, you know? Like some editing, transition, something, some music.
Don't worry, we didn't leave you.
You think he's gone? He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Our bosses say we gotta stay.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei. It's time for the second hour of The Voice of Ocala. Hoo-ah!
You ever come across anything like time travel?
Come on, stick around. It's free.
If you win, you win. If you lose, you still win.
Welcome to hour 2 of the program. I'm Buddy Martin, joining In Progress. Glad to be with you here on this rather beautiful day. It's clearing up. Sun is coming out. Looks like it's going to be a nice day for us here. The, what is it, third day of spring. Third day of spring, yes. No, 1, 2, 3. Well, yeah, technically second. It was
Today's the 23rd.
All right, well, it's 21st. So 2 days.
21st, 22nd, 23rd. Today
Actually started at midnight. So, yeah, anyway. So what do you say? Well, it's a couple days after spring. So as Tom said earlier, and I said, Doug Cohn will be joining us on the program momentarily. Mr. Cohn, of course, proprietor of Cohn Distributors and well known in our community, former chairman of the CE Chamber Economic Partnership, actually helped form that. Member, as I recall, of the Miller Hall of Fame, legends, involved in so many things in our town, including education, big on education. It's helped start schools, big sportsman, what have you. So Doug hasn't been with us for a while. He's been busy. Glad to get some time from him to kind of get a temperature check of what's going on in our community, and easier for him to talk about it now that he's not there sitting in the board meetings with the CEP all the time. So glad to do that. How was your weekend, Tom?
I had a great weekend. Buddy. I went to Orlando, like I said, in hour 1. Forgot how fun a hockey game was, a live hockey game was.
I saw your Facebook post, heard you talking about it, that you enjoy the Solar Bears. I mostly work. Did catch my regular TV shows, watched a lot of basketball. I've concluded this. You just can't watch it. It's just too much. I mean, I got bits and pieces. I flipped around. I watched a little this, a little that, and I watched there's 2 or 3 stories that were interesting. They're gone now, the Cinderella stories. I love the UAB story about the different colored sneakers that they had. Certainly the Ron Hunter story was good and his son. But, a lot of chalk now. And I just looked at my brackets I was reading over, and by accident, I didn't do terrible. So I've got out of the Sweet 16, I've got 12 of those teams still alive. So
I have 7 teams in the 16.
Well, you had a rough go there. Well, you took a couple blows early with Iowa State and what have you. But
yes,
I'm just playing chalk. What do I know? I don't know anything. So last night on television.
Did you enjoy 60 Minutes last night?
I did, and I particularly enjoyed my new guy, who's Neil deGrasse Tyson, who's an astrophysicist. And I had that on something to talk about later in the program. What a brilliant man. What a great communicator. And I've never been a big space guy, or even I'm not huge on science, but he opens up a whole nother world for people like me that I'm fascinated by this guy. He is brilliant.
When he showed that picture last night of you are here, we are here,
blue dot
from underneath the rings of Saturn, I thought, wow.
Yeah.
Why do we all hate each other when we're so insignificant
and we're so isolated from the rest of the universe? So we're just really. It's just like life is like. This came to me one time after a death of a family member, and I was moaning. I thought, well, we're just like all grains of sand on the beach. So that's what that was about. So I really enjoyed 60 Minutes. And I had talked to my daughter Laurie last night, who's always said the universe is in us. And we're made of stardust, according to Neil deGrasse Tyson, which is, means we're made up of, we're stars, where the universe is in us. So I thought that was fascinating, really interesting. So
And The Good Wife. I don't know where The Good Wife's going. It's driving me crazy.
Going nuts. Going nuts.
But now I think I finally started to see the beginning of the end of Kalinda.
Looking not good.
It's not looking good for Kalinda, and she's the one being investigated. So.
All right, we're having a little trouble getting Doug wriggled in here. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and we'll join Doug Coyne next right here on the Voice of Ocala. Stay tuned.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
The next drink is on Dave Del Rio at Eaton's Beach Sand Barn Grill. Just ask him for it. But don't wait. Show up soon because this offer isn't going to last very long. Eaton's Beach Sand Barn Grill will be filling up fast because their friends from the north are headed back that way soon. The good news is that seating is now available and Dave's buying the first drink. If you've been hearing about the crowd at Eaton's Beach Sand Barn Grill and couldn't get in, now you can see firsthand what your friends have been talking about. Great food. Try Chef Dave's tantalizing Floresiana menu. Great location. Check out those gorgeous sunsets over Lake Weir. Great people. Starting with Chef Dave Del Rio, who began his career in 1978. This spicy guy has been instrumental in opening over 100 restaurants. And he's buying you a drink. Eaton's Beach Sand Barn Grill, where there's little or no waiting these days. Come see what started out as Jay Eaton's dream almost 90 years ago. It's more awesome than ever. Stay with us and sleep better at the Sleep Inn and Suites of Ocala Bellevue, located next door to Don Garlett's Museum and a few minutes from Florida Horse Park. Our award-winning, newly refreshed Sleep Inn and Suites offers comfy, clean rooms, free fast Wi-Fi, and service with a smile. Start your day with a deluxe hot breakfast and unwind in our heated outdoor pool. Our convenient 24-hour fitness and business centers allow you to stay on track whether you're here to play or to work. That's Sleep Inn and Suites, Ocala Bellevue.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball. Hello, I'm Tom Schmitz, here to tell you about Ocus, a great resource for any business and a proud partner of the CEP. Ocus offers your business radically new technology called Next Generation Websites. Sites that do not wear out, they automatically adapt to new technology like smartphones, tablets, and the next big thing. Why pay for technology that starts becoming obsolete the moment you buy it? With Ocus, there is so much more. Built into the Ocus platform is an unmatched array of business solutions adaptable to any business. Ocus is a superb example that cutting-edge technology can grow and prosper in Marion County. And I should know because they handle my website, ktforfun.com. Ocus has assisted numerous companies in Marion County that have succeeded online. You can learn more by visiting them online at ocus.com. That's OCOOS.com, or drop by their downtown Ocala location at 116 South Magnolia Avenue. Find out how Ocus can provide your business with everything you need to succeed online.
My name is Erica Olstein. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and oriental medicine at A Better You Healthcare's Pokin' for the People Community Acupuncture. Join us every Monday at 4 p.m. for a relaxing and therapeutic community acupuncture session with like-minded, health-conscious individuals from our community. Pricing is only $35. Group sessions involve yoga breathing and acupuncture for the benefit of stress, anxiety, and depression. Unwind and start your week off right. If stress is leaving you a mess, you need a checkup from the neck up. When you're feeling blue, come to A Better You. A Better You Healthcare, just behind the Paddock Mall on 27th Avenue. For further details, visit abetteryouhealthcare.com or call 615-5566. Again, that number is 615-5566.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
In a study involving more than 2,000 people, those with slimmer waistlines showed higher cognitive ability than those who were overweight or obese. Our pets improve our character and make us much better people. If your partner's the one who's stressed out, we know that you will be 25% more likely to be affected than a stranger would be. Yeah, be careful because stress is contagious.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Thanking us for GPSs and cell phones and what have you, and Doug, like me, didn't travel much in these circles behind the mall over here. I had to be escorted in it myself when I first came over here. But glad to say that Doug made his way in. Doug Cohn now joins us. It's good to see you again, Doug.
Oh, buddy, it's good to be with you.
It's been a little while, and look forward to catching up. But you've been a busy man, as you always are. Of course, as soon as you hit here, your phone starts going off and exploding. I mean, I don't know how you balance it all. You run a successful business, and Cone Distributors has been great in our community for a long time. You, of course, being as active as you are in so many things in business and, of course, in education and now the CEP chairman actually helped formulate the CEP and put it together. So anyway, you like being busy, don't you?
Well, I do like being busy. My wife threatens me if I ever even think about retirement, I best keep on going. Mm-hmm. But it's nice, buddy, being actually the immediate past chair of the CEP. My good friend and your good friend, Kevin McDonald, succeeded me in that role and is doing a super job. As you said to me jokingly a week or so ago when we chatted, that actually not being in the lead role anymore, I don't necessarily have to worry about being as politically correct as I used to be, and giving me an opportunity to work behind the scenes a little bit more, but actually to be out front in some respects in terms of trying to help drive the agenda of the Ocala Marion County Chamber and Economic Partnership. Of course, support my chairman, Mr. McDonald, and our CEO, Kevin Sheely. And as you've seen just recently between the, Ocala Marion County leading the state in job growth, we've seen the report on the equine industry and the billions of dollars of impact it has on this community. The fact that we have so many new projects in the pipeline of businesses that are looking at Ocala to either expand or actually locate new businesses here. The growth of existing businesses, it's actually a very exciting time. So I'm by no means in retirement. I just can be behind the scenes a little bit more.
Well, we're glad you're behind the scenes. We're also glad you're in front of the scenes. But now I want you to help me peel it back some today, because I want to take you back to 3.5 years ago. I think I had you on the show the first time. And before the CEP, as a CEP was just being talked about, being formed. And quite honestly, the dismal outlook for us in Marion County at that time, it was scary.
It really was, and we had two organizations. We had the existing Economic Development Council, which was made up primarily of the larger employers here in Ocala Marion County, and then of course the Chamber of Commerce, which were your smaller businesses. And there was really no coordination between the two entities. EDC was out there sort of a world into itself, and the Chamber, while providing good services to its members, was still not really there was no combined voice of business, and yet we were all in business. And so a conversation got started by the then president of the Chamber, Dave Feckman, who you remember well, mm-hmm. And myself and a number of other business leaders as to why in the world should there be two different business entities representing business, sometimes speaking with different voices, different agendas, many times by default, never by design. And from that conversation and many more over the course of days and weeks and months, the idea was formed that it would make a lot of sense to look at putting these two organizations together and how powerful that could be. What was interesting at the time too, buddy, was there were, because the economy had been so dependent on rooftops, and the construction business, home construction, et cetera, was absolutely in the tank. There were businesses that were affiliated in those two industries specifically, where some very good friends of mine and some very good friends of yours, took some pretty bad economic hits. And were reeling and trying their best to recover and facing some very, very tough times. And I think that what had happened as a result of that is it was very hard for people to see value in either one of those organizations because we weren't bringing business to town. Jobs were declining. Banks were foreclosing. It was a dark time in our community, and
we were a one-trick pony. We had construction.
Exactly. We were a one-trick pony, and it was construction, and it dried up literally overnight. We saw that. We saw the collapse of Taylor Bean Whitaker and what that devastating loss of over 1,500 jobs did literally
all
overnight.
well-paying jobs, I might add, the best paying jobs of any company in there we had.
Absolutely.
And we never have recovered from that, and it's going to take a while, but help us on the way, hopefully.
Well, we really believe that it is. I think there's no question the excitement that you see with Federal Express being here in Ocala. Some of those other projects that I mentioned we have in the pipeline. One of my roles, unfortunately, is I get to look at and get a first peek under the tent at some of these companies. But obviously, much like FedEx, who remained in the shadows for a very, very long time, other than rumors, et cetera, these days with non-disclosure agreements, et cetera, I'd love to be able to talk more about some of the companies that are showing interest in this community.
Well, just for a second, you don't have to tell me what they are, obviously, but peeking behind the tent, are some of the ones you're seeing the kind that would give us those better paying jobs?
Without question. These are Fortune 500 companies who are looking at this community.
In a big way?
Looking at this community in a big way. They are in the manufacturing sector. They're in the distribution sector, both of which this community desperately needs. We took another hit even before the economy went south, when we had some major employers looking at this community for distribution centers, specifically Walmart and Cisco, and the community decided they didn't want those businesses here, and those businesses decided they didn't want to be in this community, and they did go elsewhere.
How do you feel about those kind of things? I know that you're pro-growth, and obviously, and that's why you're in position. And we've had some curious decisions by some of our leaders. Let's be honest about it.
Yep.
And I understand some people vote their conscience for whatever reason. That's fine. But at a time when we need to be out, we're out hustling, trying to get people, when we have it laid before our feet, and maybe it wasn't the greatest, company we could have here, but it was a big company and it had brought a lot of jobs. How can, in good conscience, a county commissioner or whoever say, no, we don't want that?
Well, buddy, sometimes, it's darkest, but, it's
darkest hour before dawn.
Darkest hour before the dawn.
That was a great song by Ricky Skaggs, by the way.
Yeah, and I think that we actually had to go through that, and the decisions made by leadership at that point in time, I think those are the wrong decisions. But at the time, one of the things that we as residents of Ocala and Marion County pride ourselves on is the tremendous quality of life that we do have in this community, and it's something that at the end of the day, it's important to everybody. It's important to current employers and current residents and future employers and people who are looking at this community. But the business aspect is still, it comes first. Is this a climate that is pro-business? And I will tell you, the climate that existed then was not pro-business. I'm pleased and proud to say that the Ocala Marion County and its leadership right now in the City Council and on the County Commission is as pro-business is the 30 years that I've been in this community.
Really?
Yes.
Part of it's because you and others put it on the front burner, and that helped. And of course, I think the wake up call.
I think it has been a wake up call. But good paying jobs, good clean businesses being in this community. Our political leadership understands that that's exactly what this community needs, and especially when you're talking about jobs. Fortunately or unfortunately, in the economic development game these days, because it's happening all over the United States and especially in the Southeast. Tremendous amount of job growth in the Southeastern United States. Very attractive because of logistics, et cetera. Obviously, our geographical location.
Right in the heart.
Right in the heart.
Here we are sitting, and you've been there, I know, Tampa, St. Pete, Orlando, Jacksonville. Things are really going bonkers in those cities right now.
Things are going.
I mean, businesses. I mean, Tom was just in Orlando over the weekend, went downtown. I've been to St. Pete a couple of times, stayed weekends. I've been to Jacksonville, Ponte Vedra. Those places, you see cranes. They're building things. They're building houses. Businesses popping up. We haven't quite got the spillover yet. Are we getting it? Are we going to get it?
That spillover is coming. We are getting it. And we will continue, I think, to get it. One of the things I think that's important, too, to note, buddy, is that these employers and these companies that are looking at Ocala, you know, they come, and I don't want to say with their hands out, but in the game of economic development these days,
leverage.
You've got to play the incentive game. You've got to look at tax abatement. You've got to look at a number of factors because the Greenville, South Carolinas of the world, the Jacksonvilles of the world, the Decatur, Georgias of the world, they're there. They understand it. They get it. And I think that for the first time in a long time, we understand that in Ocala, Marion County.
Doug Cohn. You know, when people say Doug Cohn, what do they say after that now? I mean, that they put on the radio. You don't go as retired chairman of CEP. I mean, you're obviously, I guess you're chairman of the board of Cohn Distributors. I'm not sure.
I am CEO, chairman
and
of the board.
I know you're a whole lot of, but what do you say when you say, fill in the blank, Doug Cohn?
Hopefully they'll say he's a man of his word.
That's good.
You know?
That's a good thing.
Somebody asked me one time, what would you put on your headstone?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, if you put that he was a man of his word on my headstone, I could live with that.
That's a good epitaph. Very good epitaph. And you have been. And we're glad we got you in our community, and we need more. I've railed on here a little bit, probably sometimes whined, about what felt like a lack of leadership in our community. Now, it's unfair to me to judge a whole generation or even a group of people or even a political body to say that. But I got to say what feels like it to me, what felt like to me for a long time. I mean, without going to a litany of things in the long laundry list, I'm disappointed in Silver Springs. You know, and the only thing I can say I'm really happy about is the Marion Theater. We've at least got that. You know, it's now, by the way, making a profit, by the way, and saving the city about $6,000 a month, which, you know, a little something there.
Absolutely.
But I mean, there have been some things, but I just don't feel like sometimes that I don't know if it's the right person who's got their hand on the wheel or if someone's stepping up. Now, I have seen a few ripples here. John Zobler, the new city manager, I'm hearing good things about him.
Tremendous things about John. I think we're very, very lucky to have John. John gets it. John will create, I think, a culture at the city among city employees that heretofore was in my opinion lacking. John, I think, will work very, very well with council. John, again, is a very straight shooter. John also understands economic development. John likes to move with speed, and sometimes I think that's very important because sometimes you have a window of opportunity and you've got to take advantage of that opportunity. He's pledged to the CEP, and we have already seen it very tangibly, that he's got staff working diligently on programs and processes and projects that we in the city of Ocala are going to have an important part to play. And it's been an absolute pleasure to deal with John since he took the helm.
That's good to hear. Do you think sometime, we got about 2 minutes. By the way, can you stay through one more segment? You've got time to stay for 10 more minutes?
Sure,
okay.
Be glad to.
I just want to get you. Sometimes we let politics get in our way. Now, I understand that's part of what everybody's makeup is, but I don't care if you're Libertarian, Republican, Democrat, or Martian, you know, in my community. Be what you want to be, but let's work together. Let's get things done for the betterment of our community. Do you feel like politics sometimes beats us down?
It still is creating some obstacles and some roadblocks, but I think the good news is the lethargy that I thought was around politics in Ocala, Marion County, both in the city and the county side, I've seen that going away.
Really?
There's more vibrancy. There's more energy around what I will call doing the right thing than I have seen in some time.
But we haven't had willingness for some people to step up. They just don't want to step up. And by the way, I can't blame some people for saying, why should I put up with the abuse? For $200 a month or whatever the deal may be, and then on the other side, there's a criticism of the professionals who get into an office as well paying and want to keep that job, and therefore don't want to rock the boat, so then they don't want to do anything that causes it. So, I mean, just look, you're from a generation and your dad's generation of people that did the things because they should be done.
And it's about leadership.
Yeah.
It is about leadership. I don't care if you're in business or you're in politics. It's about leadership. And sometimes it's lonely at the top.
Yeah.
And being in a position of leadership, you're not going to make all the people happy all the time. And I would challenge every one of our elected officials to please look in the mirror and remind themselves of that. They weren't put there for their own personal agendas. It's for the betterment of this community, okay? I think they all have the best interests of our community at heart.
Right.
They have different ways of going about it, all right? But I think what our attempt to do at the CEP is to take the politics out of it, if you will, and give them good reasons to say yes, give them good reasons to direct staff to work very hard to make something happen, not to keep something from happening.
I like that. That's good, yeah. I agree with you on that. Doug Cohn's our guest. He's the chairman of Cohn Distributors, among many other things. And we come back, I'll ask Doug to let's play a little game of visioning what we'd like to see happen in our community next. With Doug Cohn right here in the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
Let's give it up for old asphalt and a new pair of shoes. Let's give it up for a good rhythm meeting a sweet melody. For a church cookout under clear skies. Let's give it up for good things coming together, like bundling your auto and other policies together with an Allstate agent, which can save you time and keep you better protected. Let's give it up for good.
To receive your comparative insurance quote, contact the McDonald Agency at 622-2333.
If you need a sign or a banner for your yard or your business or your campaign, I'd recommend you go to Signs Unlimited at 318 South Magnolia in Ocala. Screen printing, embroidery, digital graphics. Do what I did when we needed signs for the Save the Marion Theater Group. Go see Vic Buttermore at Signs Unlimited if you want quality work with a fast turnaround from somebody who is deeply committed to his community and always ready to assist you. There's a reason Vic's slogan is, it's our business to make your business better. Sign up for Signs Unlimited. Call 732-7341 today. Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. With a deepening crisis in Yemen, the U.S. is pulling out all remaining embassy staffers and military. There are fears that Iran is behind the chaos, but the State Department says there's no reason to believe that's the case.
When it comes to Iran, obviously we're aware of reports of a variety of support that Iran has provided to the Houthis, but have not seen evidence that Iran is exerting command and control over their activities in Yemen.
Spokesperson Marie Harf. Sources tell Fox News the president has changed course and will now keep most of the 10,000 American troops still in Afghanistan in place at least through this year. The chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee says he'd like to add to their number.
I'm going to get a bipartisan resolution supporting the president's decision to leave a residual force behind in larger numbers.
Senator Lindsey Graham. Virginia police say they cannot confirm that an alleged gang rape at UVA that was described in Rolling Stone magazine actually happened. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Geico presents Fan Mail to a Pig.
Dear Maxwell, I just want to say thank you for making my Geico Insurance ID card digital. It's easy to find on the app. It doesn't give me paper cuts, and I always have it on hand because it's on my phone. Because of this, I finally cleaned out my glove box, which was filled with years of paper ID cards. Any thought on what I should put in my glove box now? Sincerely, Trent Patterson. Trent, what can you put in the glove box? Here's a crazy thought. How about gloves?
Digital insurance ID cards, just a tap away on the Geico app.
Do you run a small business? Do you want it to grow? Well, then don't let your business slow down or shut down because you lost your computer files. Get Carbonite and your files will be backed up to the cloud automatically. No matter how many computers, servers, or external drives you have, Carbonite has an affordable plan. Start a free trial today at Carbonite.com. No credit card required. Use offer code BACKITUP and get 2 free bonus months with purchase. Carbonite.com. Offer code BACKITUP.
Whether you're building it up or knocking it down, get it done, rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals is here to make your job a little easier. Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the right equipment for any job, big or small. Did you know that Sunbelt Rentals carries heaters, air conditioners, generators, lighting, traffic control, and so much more? So whether you're building it up or knocking it down, we've got the equipment you need. Get it done, rent it now. And right now, for a limited time, you can have it for less. Just by mentioning this ad, if you rent it Friday afternoon, you can keep it the whole weekend and only pay for 1 day. But this is a limited time offer, so stop into Sunbelt Rentals today, Northwest 27th, just a quarter mile east of I-75. For more information, just give us a call, 352-369-9101. 352-369-9101. Sunbelt Rentals. Get it done, rent it now. 352-369-9101.
On the next AM Ocala Live, we'll be in the garden with Carol Ann, Master Gardener. Carol Ann Baldwin will be answering your questions about your gardens and your lawns and everything in between.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events are bite-sized.
And then Bob Kennedy will be on answering your questions about real estate from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty.
Joe Reichel will be in the studio from Damage Control. He'll be speaking about disaster restoration, your one-stop solution for damage recovery services.
And then Dr. James B. Laval is coming on. Dr. Laval is a clinical pharmacist, a board-certified nutritionist, and he's speaking about his book, Your Blood Never Lies, what your blood tests reveal about your health and what you can do about it. All of that plus fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Back on the Voice of Ocala with Doug Cohn, a man who always kept his word. Is that right? Is that what it says? Okay. And by the way, a guy who is a huge contributor to education in our town. I got him to tell us during the break. I always say the best stuff comes out during the breaks. We should have microphones here and that. And he started 2.5 schools. I didn't ask about what's the half school?
Well, it's just one that I was involved in, that I still am involved in, that I went to school down in Tampa.
Okay, all right.
At Berkeley Prep. And then, of course, Hale Academy,
right.
here, and been able to, through participating in a statewide program that I want to make sure your listeners get to hear a little bit more about.
Let's do that now, because then we'll have just a minute to talk about a vision. Let's talk about this
Step Up for Students program.
Huh? A lot of people have not heard of this. I have heard of it, but I didn't know the detail and the enormous amount of money for education it raises.
It may be one of Florida's educational best-kept secrets, buddy. The Step Up Fund right now has got almost $500 million in it, right at $447 million. And these are for underprivileged kids to provide scholarships for them to leave a failing public school to attend a private school, and or to leave a failing public school to attend a passing public school. It is a program that actually was envisioned by our former governor, Jeb Bush. I feel very honored and blessed to have participated in the program. Initially, what it allowed was for Florida corporations who were paying income tax to take an 80 to 100% deferment on those income taxes and give it to the Step Up program, and the Department of Revenue giving them a dollar-for-dollar credit on it. 3 years ago, working with the Speaker of the House and the Chairman of the Appropriations, we were able to get alcoholic beverage excise taxes included in the step-up fund.
And you're in the beer business.
And I'm in the beer business.
That's
Right.
what you call. That's what serving your best interest right there.
Well, I will tell you, I don't know of anybody that pays taxes, whether it's business or personal, if they had an opportunity to know that $1 would go to sending a child to school versus $1 going into the black hole of revenue, that they wouldn't elect to give it to that child every time.
Now, that's the kind of thing I want out of Washington.
Well, it's the kind of thinking I want more out of Washington, want more out of Tallahassee, Ocala, Marion County. But we're going to be very honored. Interestingly enough, on tax day, April the 15th, and for any of your listeners that would want to come out, the CEP is hosting Mr. Doug Tuthill, who is the president of Step Up and runs the program, and he will be here as our guest for our what we call our exceptional mornings out at the Livestock Extension Auditorium at 7:30 on Wednesday, April the 15th. And he's going to fully explain that program to the folks that attend the breakfast. There is not a private school in Ocala, Marion County that does not currently receive step-up monies, some more so than others. As a matter of fact, the money's available to those companies who actually participate in the step-up program. You can't designate to which school the money goes to, but you can designate to what county it goes to. And so Cone Distributing has been, we feel very blessed to have in the last 3 years alone put in almost $16.5 million into the step-up program. And of course, much of that money is directed right here in Marion County, where we live and work, and my folks do, and a lot of other good folks who are trying to educate children and give them a better way and a better path.
You know, it's a fascinating concept. We finally got a little money raised for public schools. They're going to raise the taxes on that. This is one where nobody's raising taxes and improving education. There's a novel thought right there.
Well, it is.
It's not going to cost me anything in my real estate, but I get the benefit from it.
But you absolutely do get the benefit from it. We'll get kids who otherwise wouldn't get exposed to the kind of education they should. And when we get back to talking about jobs and we get back to talking about the vision that I might have for this community, it's a well-educated community.
All right, let's do that right now.
Yeah.
Your vision. You should be well-educated. In what, at secondary, at college degrees, which part?
Well, I think we really ought to talk about middle school and high school, because the problem is there are going to be a number of kids getting out of high school in this community that maybe college just didn't right for them. Mm-hmm. And as my friend and your friend Kevin McDonald likes to talk about, we need to have programs available to them in the VOTEC area, et cetera. That's why I love what they do at MTI. I love what they're doing out at the College of Central Florida. Creating opportunities where every kid is not going to go to college. Even when I went to high school, not every kid went to college. Not every kid in your high school went to college.
Not.
Right? But education is not just all book learning and book smarts. Education is having a skill, being able to apply that skill, being able to feed your family from that skill that you've learned. These companies that we're looking, one of the question we get asked over and over and over again is, what does your workforce look like? How educated is your workforce? What are the skill sets that this workforce has? That's one of the reasons that I'm so personally excited to participate in the Step Up program, because we are really taking, if you look at the mean below the poverty line average of the citizens in this community, the number is way too high. And Step Up goes directly to those children that are whose parents, and many of them are single family parents, who are in that below that poverty line and in that mid-range of socioeconomic disadvantagement, I will call it, and gives them an opportunity to go a lot further than they otherwise would.
That's awesome. And
And so you simply just have to apply for it, and then what happens?
You simply can apply for it, and one of the beauties is the program is very easy. You can go online, Step Up for Students. It'll take you right to a very simply, easy to negotiate website. You'll have to go through answering a series of questions in terms of what income is to qualify for the program. And then the beauty of the program is that if you qualify for the program, the school will accept you, and no school has to compromise on their admission standards or anything else. So you're not shoving kids that don't belong at a school into a school where you're going to bring the quality of the education at that school down. So the school completely determines the number of step-up kids that it takes. The program does not dictate that. But one of the beauties of the program is that they pay that child's tuition on a quarterly basis, and the program will actually cut the check, and the check's made out to the school and to the parent, and it's got to be signed by both parties.
So you got to make it work out. You mentioned education. You mentioned the college, the College of Central Florida. Next Monday, President Jim Henningsen will be on the program. We're going to talk about it. I thought he did a brilliant thing by responding to the governor's request of the $10,000 education. If you remember that story a couple of years ago, the governor challenged people, and he said, okay, I got you. And he did it. And, I think that the College of Central Florida is a tremendous opportunity for a lot of people who maybe don't have the money or are not ready to go to college at the senior level.
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes JUCO is the perfect place, and the College of Central Florida fits that role. As I was telling Jim the other day, too, is if we continue to attract these big companies like FedEx and some of the other ones that we're looking at, he's going to have to crank back up his driver's school, because we're going to have to have more qualified CDL drivers for these companies to hire, so they don't come knocking on my door trying to hire my people.
Why not? Well, it's interesting what they're doing out there. I think Jim Henningsen has got it. He figured it out. I think he's got a good vision of what's going on, and I know you support the college too. Got a couple of minutes with Doug Cohn, just in the final minute or so. If I could say to you, I'm a genie, make your wish for what you, besides from education and what have you, for yourself, you're a Marion County resident, what's the one thing or one project you'd like to see completed in your lifetime?
I would like to see the quality of leadership in our community come up tremendously, both on the elected official side in this community, and also I would like to see people to whom this community has been extremely good to step up and take a leadership role on the private side, get off the sidelines. This is a great place to live. It's a great place to work. There is so much opportunity. This has provided so much opportunity to so many people. There's still a lot of giving to be done. We can bring home a harvest for this community in so many ways that I think that if that was my one wish, and you could rub the lamp for me and make that happen. I'm looking for the next generation of leadership, because you and I are getting a little long in the tooth, buddy, and there have to be people coming behind me and you who will step up, who will see that role, who will have a vision, and will work hard to see that vision through.
Maybe we need a step-up community program aside from the schools. One that people step up, as you have done, stepped up and take it and responded to the call. And committed themselves to a course of action, which I think is where leadership, as you say, begins right there. Say, we see a problem, we see an issue, let's do something about it. I'm in, let's do it. And I know we've had a few upsets along the way, like the Yankees and things of that nature, but we got to keep going to bat and keep trying. And hopefully, I'm dreaming and hoping Silver Springs, but I don't know.
It will be. Well, let's take those base hits.
Yeah.
And that's the way you score runs.
Yeah.
And my belief is that Silver Springs will be in that mix in mine and your lifetime.
Well, I hope so, and I hope I'm going to be around for a while, and you too.
I plan on it.
Because I want to have you back on the show a lot of times.
Fair enough.
Always a pleasure to have you, Doug. Appreciate it very much. Thanks for your time.
Buddy, thank you so much.
Doug Cohn, the man who says his word can be kept, and we know it can, and thanks to him, education is better in our community, and also our county is better for it. We'll take a break, come back, finish up the first hour, actually the second hour of the Voice of Ocala right here on
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day. Whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands, at Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at Party Time.
Johnny, what are you doing in the bathroom? What are you saying? Wait, where are your toy cars? Oh no, tell me you didn't. Honey, call Mike Scott Plumbing.
I didn't do anything.
For once that's true, but little Johnny flushed his toys down the toilet and now it's broke.
Yes. Oh no. I'll get the phone. What's the toll-free number?
866-314-4443.
Got it. 866-314-4443.
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, they do it. At Mike Scott Plumbing, from the moment you walk through the doors, it's evident that quality is key. From our fully stocked parts department to our fully trained service technicians who can help with anything from a clogged drain to your irrigation system and even servicing your entire septic system. Visit one of our beautiful showrooms in Hernando or in Wildwood and let us show you how to turn your kitchen and bath dreams into reality. Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today. Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
final couple of minutes. You don't have anybody to play trivia with, to play Faker and Factor with today.
I'll play against you. How about that?
I was slighted. You just want to just play and see if you can get them?
Yeah, why not?
Do that. There's a couple of interesting stories out there, but by the way, too, that are floating around, which are, unless you want to just put the.
You know how,
by the way, the boil of water notice has been rescinded.
Has been rescinded, yes. You know how I knew today that your training of, and I don't want to call it training, but the experience I'm getting from working with you, how I know that it shaped some of the things I do. And I'll tell you how. I was in the shower today getting ready to come to work, and I said, I got to open the show and talk about the mall. But I'm not going to dwell on it because I don't want to give this moron, whoever it was, publicity. And I said, as I'm saying that, really what I was hearing was you in my ear going, we're not going to talk about it a whole lot because we don't want to give nobody publicity. So, I had to talk about it.
But did a good job. I thought you had a good opening, good hour, and I thought that was well handled. And I thought your energy about Tuscaloosa Park was very good.
Tuscaloosa Park is one of those things that I'm fired up after going to seeing Lake Eola, buddy, and how they had a vibrant festival activity. And you guys came back from Georgia so fired up about festivals.
Yeah. That's too bad. Well, you mentioned Decatur, by the way. You said 30. They do one 50 weeks a year.
Okay, my bad. See, I even had it. And don't get me wrong, Janie Pope does a great job.
You do retain a home. Yeah, she does. You do. By the way, I love Doug Cohn. Doug Cohn, I love having him on the show. He says so much stuff. I didn't even mention his.
He's a lot smarter than either one of us are.
Well, but not smart. He does stuff.
Right.
He sees
leadership. There's leadership right there.
And you're not afraid to ruffle feathers if it's what it takes. So that's what you like. So anyway, I want to say to you though, I want to give you pay your respect on this of saying that the whole thing we talked about last week on Starbucks, which I like the idea of the race together, they've canceled the program.
I know.
Yeah. So for whatever reason, I'm glad they did it. I'm glad they put it out there, got people started talking. But clearly someone needs to start some dialogue about it some way. It was a good attempt. Obviously didn't work. I like the fact that big business, like Doug Cohn. Doug Cohn sees an issue, his business. What did he say he put in 3 years, $14 million in
in education.
Step-up program.
Right.
I didn't know that much about the step-up program, so amazing. You want to do this, see how many you can get?
Well, yeah, let's go. We got a minute, so let's do it.
All right. Don't even forget. All right. Of all the languages in the world, English has the largest vocabulary, about 800,000 words.
Fact.
You're correct. Number 2, Chinese Mandarin has the lowest.
Fact.
I was wrong. Number 3, now I've lost my place. I got to go back to it. I would do so bad on these if you ever asked me to do them. I wouldn't have any idea, believe me. But you're pretty good at this. All right. A woman's brain shrinks during pregnancy and takes up to 6 months after giving birth to regain its full size.
I'm not even answering that.
Good decision. Now you've learned. Now you've learned. Yeah. I'll give you a
pass.
Incomplete pass on that. By the way, it's true. It's fact. Number 4, draftsmen have to make 27,000 drawings to the manufacturing of a new car.
Fact.
True. 5, the original design of Monopoly was circular.
Yes. Fact.
Correct. Well, you're perfect all the way through.
Well, no, I missed one.
Which one?
The second one.
Oh, you did, right.
Second.
The number, there it is. Niagara Falls is eroding way away. How many miles of upstream has eroded since they were first formed 10,000 years ago? How many miles?
65 miles.
10.
Oh, well.
All right. Money Sports Page, stay tuned. Coming up next right here on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Soul.
Does osteoarthritis bring frustration with every step? Do pain and stiffness affect your everyday activities? If so, you may be interested in a research study for the treatment of pain associated with osteoarthritis. Renstar Medical Research is conducting a research study of an investigational medication for individuals between the ages of 40 and 75 and who have been treated for the pain associated with osteoarthritis for at least 3 months. Qualified participants will receive study-related medical care and investigational medication. Compensation for time and travel will be provided. To learn more about this osteoarthritis study, please call Renstar Medical Research in Ocala at 352-629-5800. Again, that's 352-629-5800. Imagine yourself in a quaint bistro right in the heart of a charming French village about to indulge in real French cuisine. Located in beautiful, vibrant downtown Ocala, La Cuisine offers authentic French cuisine and wine from an award-winning menu. Patrice and Elodie moved to Ocala in 2009 because they fell in love with it. And you're going to fall in love with La Cuisine if you haven't already. La Cuisine offers a quick bite for lunch or a leisurely dinner in a comfortable and relaxed setting. So call La Cuisine of Ocala today at 352-433-2570. It's like a direct call to Paris. Nestled in the heart of horse country, just off I-75 exit 354, the award-winning and newly refreshed Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala invites you to pamper yourself in one of our comfy guest rooms. Enjoy our free and fast Wi-Fi, heated outdoor swimming pool, 24-hour fitness center, and our deluxe continental breakfast. Other on-site amenities include a restaurant, putt-putt golf, and a car wash. Go happy, go Hojo at the Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball on WOCA The Source.
Whenever you're searching for an attorney, you want somebody with knowledge who has a commitment to our community and our state. Such is the case with Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer, in everything from car and other motor vehicle accidents, work accidents, personal injury, and wrongful death cases. Daniel L. Hightower also handles Social Security disability and bankruptcy. Call him today at 352-629-7777 or check out danhightower.com. Daniel L. Hightower, fighting for accident victim justice since 1976.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new truck.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
You're listening to WOCA, Ocala. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. There's been a fatal construction accident in North Carolina.
3 workers are dead and another hospitalized after a scaffolding collapse at an 11-story building site in Raleigh. Occupational safety officials are on the scene as well as the State Department of Labor. EMS officials say the site is currently stable.
Fox News Radio's Gernal Scott. The 2016 presidential contest begins with a Tea Party favorite announcing his candidacy.
Today,
I am announcing that I'm running for President of the United States.
Texas Senator Ted Cruz this morning at Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia. Cruz becomes the first of the GOP hopefuls to declare. No Democrats have announced yet. An ex-NFL star cops a plea.
Darren Sharper pleaded guilty to sexually assaulting a woman in Arizona and was sentenced to 9 years in federal prison. He has also pleaded no contest to drugging 4 women and raping 2 of them.
Fox Radio's Jessica Rosenthal. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Geico presents Fan Mail to a Pig.
Dear Maxwell, I just want to say thank you for making my Geico Insurance ID card digital. It's easy to find on the app. It doesn't give me paper cuts, and I always have it on hand because it's on my phone. Because of this, I finally cleaned out my glove box, which was filled with years of paper ID cards. Any thought on what I should put in my glove box now? Sincerely, Trent Patterson. Trent, what can you put in the glove box? Here's a crazy thought. How about gloves?
Digital insurance ID cards, just a tap away on the Geico app.
Do you run a small business? Do you want it to grow? Well, then don't let your business slow down or shut down because you lost your computer files. Get Carbonite and your files will be backed up to the cloud automatically. No matter how many computers, servers, or external drives you have, Carbonite has an affordable plan. Start a free trial today at Carbonite.com. No credit card required. Use offer code BACKITUP and get 2 free bonus months with purchase. Carbonite.com. Offer code BACKITUP.
How much time? 30 seconds. I'm on right now. I don't believe you.
Okay. Enough kidding around.
Ho, 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 ho.
And now it's time for the Buddy Martin Sports Page.
He actually had me stay here last night in his gym.
It's like I don't fit in. It's like I don't belong here.
Let's go talk to a couple of guys that never gamble.
Oh, see, I made Lewis a bet here. See, Lewis bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put you on the poorhouse at the same time. He didn't think we could do it.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
And now, here's Buddy.
Welcome to a Monday edition of Buddy Sports Page, and my sympathies for your brackets.
Yeah,
I know most everybody is suffering today, and hey, just reboot and go to another sheet and do your Sweet 16, do them over again. Just do a reboot, right? Yeah. Why not? What the heck?
Yeah, mine won't be that good either.
Why don't you do a reboot on yours and see?
I may.
Yeah. Well, let's face it. I've seen worse years, but a lot of the chalk won yesterday, and except for the couple Cinderellas we talked about them earlier last hour, I love the UAB story with the different color shoes, and obviously we started to love the Georgia State story, Ron Hunter and his son. Pretty much, just all Kentucky Duke, and they're all talking about the showdown. Duke played extremely well. They look really good, but they haven't played Kentucky yet. Kentucky looks like they could have a little trouble with a team like West Virginia, who likes to rumble. They just like to go out and beat on you.
Look, Cincinnati, if Cincinnati had been as tough as they tried to be the whole game, Cincinnati, that first half, they gave those Kentucky kids all they wanted. And West Virginia can be that tough the entire game.
Well, they're not going to do it for the entire game. That's the thing about it, is that you knew ultimately Cincinnati couldn't hold up, because in the end they put the ball in the paint, and those guys go in there, and they don't miss their foul shots. So, it looked like it might be close. But there was 6 minutes ago. There was no question Kentucky had it under wraps.
That game, the second half was all Kentucky. But the way West Virginia just stayed in Maryland's pocket last night. Bob Huggins runs 11 out there on the floor. They go deep. West Virginia looks like they could give, if there's going to be a team, they look like they could give Kentucky some trouble.
Could be, and of course, things happen over the course of the week.
But Notre Dame can give Kentucky trouble too.
We'll see. I'm not sold. I'm not sold on that. We'll see. A team that could be, your Wisconsin team's going to get by North Carolina, so you got 2 teams there. So,
yeah.
So that's not going to be. And
I need Wisconsin to win for my bracket, but you know who I'm cheering for.
Says Carolina, right? And everybody's in love with Michigan State, and they played great, and they're all talking about Izzo, how great he is, 7 of the 8, and he is. But they drew it early. They drew a pretty good favorable bracket. Let's be honest.
Yes.
And we'll see what happens, but they're going to end up losing to Duke. And I tell you, Duke's played the best basketball I've seen in a while. They played really, really well. So anyway, who knows what may happen?
What about people that said UCLA didn't belong in the tournament?
Well, yeah, they finally woke up. Had a wake up call.
Well, they played SMU, and then they got lucky that UAB had knocked off Iowa State.
Yeah, big payday for the ACC. $28 million the ACC get. They've earned by the end of the tournament. $28 million.
$28 million just by the end of the tournament.
Yeah, well, no, so far.
Wow.
So far, yeah. So they're having it's a big payday for them for sure. Interesting story on winners and losers from USA Today. We'll look at that a little later about the teams that came out winning and who looked good, who didn't look good, etc. The storylines. And there's an interesting story. Louisville Slugger. There's no more iconic brand in baseball than Louisville Slugger.
Okay, that is the brand you associate with baseball.
Now owned by Wilson Sporting Goods.
Really?
Yeah, they bought them. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, when you said Louisville Slugger, the first thing that came to mind was the burnt logo and a wooden baseball bat.
Yeah, everybody, every boy who ever held a baseball bat in his hand knows about the Louisville Slugger. So I saw an interesting story today that Hank Aaron, when he signed his deal with bats, Louisville Slugger, I have one someplace.
I have one.
Yeah, and he had first thing he did was he wanted $50 a month to be sent home to his home.
Right.
That was what Louisville.
In Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah, well, he won $50 a month. Center. Think about what $50 meant to that family then.
Right. I have a Louisville Slugger bat, an actual size bat that was given away April 11th of 1974. It was Magnavox Bat Night. And on the end of the bat, buddy, is a little commemorative brass plaque that says Magnavox Bat Night in honor of Hammerin' Hanks, 7/15, April 8th, 1974. So my dad actually we drove from Jacksonville to Atlanta just because it was Magnavox Bat Night, and he wanted me to get a bat.
Cool. I was at that game, as you know.
You were.
I wish I'd have kept some
Was
stuff.
it Al Dowling? Is that who threw the
Downing.
pitch? Al Downing. Yeah.
Tom House called it in the bullpen.
Right. Fulton County Stadium.
Yeah, and I wish I had. I didn't save a program someplace, but who knows where it is? Those kind. I saved my media pins and my programs, and
right?
All that stuff somewhere in boxes. Who knows where it may be?
Iconic night.
On the program today, we'll talk to Franz Beard. I'm sure he has lots to talk about with the brackets and with the tournament and what's going down. The games featured this week. Like I said earlier, it's just so much basketball. It's hard to watch. Even if you do like it, you can't watch them all, obviously.
See, and I'm just the opposite from you. The other day I was sitting with the game on the TV, another game on my tablet, and a third game on my smartphone.
Yeah, well, I like to watch TV and work. And I can't do that.
No, I was not working. I was watching TV.
I mean, I'm working on a book, so I'm grinding all the time.
And I appreciate you writing a book about me. I think it's a great gesture to write a book about me.
It's difficult past the 4 pages I have so far, but I'll
well,
work on that.
I thought 3.5 was a lot. So
anything over that's a bonus, right?
Exactly.
All right, so coming up in just a moment, let's do the headlines, and then we'll get talk to Franz and Joe Williams, the irascible one from Denver, joins us. We'll talk about. Who knows what Joe might want to talk about? He's probably upset because his brackets didn't go well. So what are the headlines?
Well, buddy, this one's not a good headline. Former NFL safety Darren Sharper pled guilty to sexual assault and attempted sexual assault in Arizona, sentenced to 9 years in federal prison and lifetime probation as part of a global resolution to his case that includes 9 women in 4 states that have accused him of sexual assault. So Darren Sharper, who was a 5-time Pro Bowler and was on the Green Bay Packers team that won the Super Bowl, the New Orleans Saints team that won the Super Bowl, and then he worked for the NFL Network after he retired, following 2010. Next 9 years will be spent in federal prison for sexual assault. He reportedly would drug women and then have sex with them while they were unconscious.
Wow. And you said charges in 3 other states.
Right. Report says the NFL considering having its Pro Bowl in Brazil, buddy.
You know what? I don't even care.
The NFL is reportedly considering moving its 2017 All-Star Game to Brazil. There will be a topic of conversation in the NFL's owner meetings in Phoenix. I think they got a lot more they can talk about in the NFL's owner meeting than moving it to Brazil, but they have tabled the idea of adding one more playoff game that will not happen this year. So, but you know it's coming.
Well, they got so many issues right now to deal with, a lot of them. They're going to have to settle in and get some things done.
They named a new behavior czar today,
now,
too.
Here's what's cool. Read this guy's where he comes from and see how does this fit the paradigm of the NFL. This guy is a new czar of doing right, Mr. Do-Good.
And he was former CIA or something, wasn't he?
No. Read what, do you have it in front of you?
No, I don't have it in front of me
Well,
right here.
it's like tobacco, firearms, and, I mean, it's guns and...
Oh,
yeah. I mean,
he was the ATF guy or something?
Yeah. Read the title. I just thought it bizarre they'd hire you and say, okay, well, what's his job going to be? Well,
I don't have it. It went away from me right here.
We'll find it. Go ahead. Finish up.
Yeah. Giants owner John Mara says that there'll be one or two LA teams by 2016 in LA. One, possibly two. We're getting ahead of ourselves. That estimation, he said, but judging from the words of owner John Mayer on the eve of NFL owner meeting, it appears the league is fast-tracking a return to L.A. John Mayer said, I think there's going to be one or two teams playing in L.A. next year, maybe a temporary stadium for next year, but I think, and this is just my opinion, that one or two teams will be playing somewhere in L.A. next year. So I can't believe they've been out of L.A. this long, buddy, to be honest with you.
Hey, think about it.
Second largest market in the United States.
And look what happened to basketball, how much the franchise is worth. When they finally they had to sell the Clippers, they found out what the value
$2 billion.
was. Think about what football's worth.
Think about that. The Dodgers, $4 billion is what they sold for.
Unbelievable. And not to have a franchise there just is, I don't know what's going on with that deal.
I don't know if you saw this story over the weekend, buddy, but Joey Castleberry, who played baseball at Bloomsburg University, saw a commercial where they were talking about Disney Channel was going to make a story about Monet Davis. You remember she was the Little League sensation pitcher from Philadelphia.
Right.
And he sent out a very, very vulgar tweet about what a joke that was, and that he used a very vulgar term depicting a woman who sleeps around a lot.
Starts with W?
No, starts with S.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And said that and called her that and got shelled against the Las Vegas team. What a joke. Disney's going to make a movie about her. Well, he got dismissed from the team immediately.
I guess.
And dismissed from Bloomsburg University. Well, now Monet Davis has actually come out and asked Bloomsburg to reinstate him. She appeared on SportsCenter Monday and said, everyone makes mistakes. Everyone deserves a second chance. I now know after speaking with him that he didn't mean it in the type of way that he said it. And I know a lot of people get tired of just seeing me on TV, but sometimes you got to think about what you're doing before you actually do it. I know right now he's really hurt, and I know how hard he worked just to get to where he is right now. So I've asked the university if they would please reinstate him. The university says they understand her sentiment. They understand where she's coming from, but they're not swayed. He's still off the team and out of school.
Well, here's the thing. We know this 1,000 times over. If you're ignorant enough to write something like that, don't push send and stop hiding behind the internet and stop saying nasty, mean-spirited things about people and think you can get away with it. Have some accountability. Stand up, and be a man or a woman. I'm sorry, I don't feel bad for him.
I don't either. Now he did apologize, said it was a stupid mistake and immature.
I know.
He said, and what he said is, I've now learned firsthand what being stupid and immature, how just doing that for a moment can ruin your life forever.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
And anyway, we've all made mistakes, true, but in my mind, there needs to be a little more attention paid to this kind of thing. All right, finally, here's this note. Anything else?
That's it.
Here's the story I want to read you. Roger Goodell has informed NFL owners that Todd Jones, the former director of the Bureau of Alcohol,
Tobacco
Firearms, and Explosives, will soon join the league as special counsel for conduct.
Yeah, he's the ATF. He used to be head of the ATF.
But listen to that. What does that tell you? This is the guy who's head of special counsel for conduct. Oh, my word. how this game of football has changed. We'll take a break. Back with Franz Barrett for the timeout on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account open. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey Checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
When you were a kid, you had all sorts of toys. Toy cars, boats, trucks, entire toy boxes full of fun. Of course, you never really outgrow your toys, do you? It's just that now, instead of a box full, you have a garage full. Cars, trucks, boats, motorcycles, ATVs, and more. As you get older, your love of toys just gets stronger. So protect those toys the best way possible by switching to Allstate. An Allstate agent can help do the switching, paperwork, bundle all your policies together, and even find you a bunch of discounts. So if you love your toys, make sure you protect your toys by making one call to an Allstate agent.
Protect all your toys with Allstate and the McDonald Agency. Established in 1985, we have offices in Ocala and the Villages to better serve you. Give us a call at 622-2333. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
Are you in good hands?
On the next AM Ocala Live, we'll be in the garden with Carol Ann, Master Gardener. Carol Ann Baldwin will be answering your questions about your gardens and your lawns and everything in between.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events are bite-sized.
And then Bob Kennedy will be on answering your questions about real estate from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty.
Joe Reichel will be in the studio from Damage Control. He'll be speaking about disaster restoration, your one-stop solution for damage recovery services.
And then Dr. James B. Laval is coming on. Dr. Laval is a clinical pharmacist, a board-certified nutritionist, and he's speaking about his book, Your Blood Never Lies, what your blood tests reveal about your health and what you can do about it. All of that plus fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
So Kentucky's not the team, for those of you who are delusional. Then who is it going to be? Is it going to be Arizona? Is it going to be Wisconsin, North Carolina, Notre Dame, Michigan State, Duke? Who is it going to be? I don't think it's going to be anybody. That's just my thinking. But things can change over the course of a tournament, course of a week. People can get hurt. Things can change. Teams get better. Teams get worse. We saw a UCLA team improve right before our very eyes. We saw Michigan State mature right before our very eyes. Stuff happens. The guy who's covered a lot of basketball knows that is Franz Beard from FightingGators.com joins the program now. Francis, how your brackets doing?
Busted.
Yeah.
Busted badly.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, Thursday I picked a bunch of upsets in my bracket, and I did good, except I picked the wrong upset. There were a bunch of upsets. I just had the wrong one.
In the end, if there's any advice about brackets, it's that really about all you can pick is one per region. If you start picking the upsets, I think you just, like you said, you may get an upset, but for every one you get right, you'll get 3 wrong.
Well, whether you go with the upsets or if you hadn't gone with upsets and you just picked it straight, you'd been in the same shape. So
maybe. What do you got? How many teams do you have left in your 16?
Let's see. I think I got 11 of the 16.
It's not so bad. It's not so bad.
No, but it's what happened before those 11 that really was bad.
Yeah, well, of course. There were a lot of crazy games. A lot of, those high seeds don't lose that often. How many ones get beat, like that, like Villanova did. So, anyway, is there anything that characterizes this tournament to you, especially one theme? Is there something you've seen as a trend? What do you think about what?
Well, there's a lot of teams that can't shoot straight. A lot of gangs that can't shoot straight. Worst shooting tournament that I've ever seen. But here's the thing. Look at the teams that survive. For the most part, they're the 16 teams that actually can shoot the basketball. The teams that are not in it, for the most part, if you look at them, they had bad shooting days, lots of bad shooting days. And the teams that survive are the teams that can shoot the basketball reasonably well.
It's a good point because I think one of the problems I see with modern basketball is they don't value the shooters like they used to. Now, Kentucky can go get 2 in the paint about any time, but when you take away, the Twins, really they're not a good shooting basketball team, in my opinion. They, from the standpoint of outside the paint. And if you think back to the great Kentucky teams, they've always had a great shooting guard, and so they don't have a great shooting guard, so they just got a low talent. So I think you're onto something about the shooting, that maybe it's different. You win with defense and running, and you win with power, what have you. Has in fact college basketball become a power league, a power sport?
Well, here's what I think they need to do. I think they need to move the three-point line back a foot, and I think they need to widen the lane a foot in either direction like the NBA. I think the 30-second shot clock would help. Instead of a 35, I think a 30-second shot clock could help. But if you put the 30-second shot clock in without widening the lane and without moving the three-point shot back, I think you got problems. And the reason I think you need to move the three-point shot back is we've become too enamored with the 21-foot shot. That's a jump shot. They needed to go back to the distance they once had it, which was 22 feet 6 inches, and that would encourage more 10, 15-foot shots. You have teams, it's kind of like I watched the end of the Purdue and Cincinnati game, and the guy pulls up and shoots a 3 when he's got 3 guys open inside 15 feet, and he pulls up and shoots a 3 and misses the shot. They only needed 2 to win. For those 3 guys with open 10-footers, they could have won the ball game. And this is where the game has evolved to the point that we're seeing guys pass up makeable shots for a high reward but higher risk shot in the three-pointer. That's really a 21-foot jump shot.
Talking with Franz Beard, Tom Schmitz here. Let's talk about some moments of the tournament that have caused a little controversy. Well, let's talk about one. the goaltending call that propelled number 11 Louisville over the 6th seed SMU. I meant not Louisville, UCLA over the 6th seed SMU. A lot of people say that was one of the most egregious and worst calls that they've seen in basketball, but the announcers there thought it was a great call. How'd you see that call?
I thought it was absolutely horrible. I thought that call was just absolutely terrible. You know, you can look at that from any angle whatsoever, and the announcers tried to defend it, saying, well, the official has to call it from the angle he sees. Well, guess what? I saw that thing from about 10 different angles, and I have yet to see an angle in which that thing looked like it was going in.
But the rule says it just has to touch the rim for it to be goaltending, and it looked like it would hit the rim.
Well, I didn't think it had a chance of going in, for one thing, and whether it hit the rim or not, I don't think that. I think it was a terrible, terrible call. Tom Crean, I don't know if you saw this or not, but Tom Crean went up to Kip Kissinger after the Indiana-Wichita State game, looked him straight in the face and said, "You suck." Well, I can think of about a dozen other officials that are calling NCAA games that I could say the same thing to. Jamie Luckey is calling NCAA games. I would not let him call a fight between two rats over a scrap of food.
Didn't know they had referees. We'll have to talk to Don Rutledge about that. Hey, quickly, France, most important person, most impressive player, Okafor, Kaminsky. Who have you seen that you really like a lot?
Well, Fred Van Vliet of Wichita State is the guy that is my under-the-radar guy. The obvious guy, of course, is Okafor, and again, Kaminsky. Those two guys are they're special. You know, you're talking about guys that size who can do the things they can do. But you want to talk about a guy that really gets it done. Fred Van Vliet of Wichita State. He's 6 feet tall. Nobody recruited him. And I'll tell you what, Wichita State has a really good shot.
That's my upset prediction. They're going to knock off Notre Dame. That's just my upset prediction. So we'll see.
Van Fleet did have 17 against. He had 17 against Kansas.
Yeah. So it's a new day in Kansas.
Let me tell you what about these guards with Wichita State.
France, we got to go.
Well, Ron Baker was a walk-on.
France, we got to run. The music's coming on us. Thank you. We'll talk to you soon. Stay tuned. Coming up more your way right here on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
Nestled in the heart of horse country, just off I-75 exit 354, the award-winning and newly refreshed Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala invites you to pamper yourself in one of our comfy guest rooms. Enjoy our free and fast Wi-Fi, heated outdoor swimming pool, 24-hour fitness center, and our deluxe continental breakfast. Other on-site amenities include a restaurant, putt-putt golf, and a car wash. Go happy, go Hojo at the Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball on WOCA The Source.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account, plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account open. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala and Bellevue. Prestige, it's all there in our name.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. There's been a fatal construction accident in North Carolina.
3 workers are dead and another hospitalized after a scaffolding collapse at an 11-story building site in Raleigh. Occupational safety officials are on the scene as well as the State Department of Labor. EMS officials say the site is currently stable.
Fox News Radio's Gernal Scott. The 2016 presidential contest begins with a Tea Party favorite announcing his candidacy.
Today, I am announcing that I'm running for President of the United States.
Texas Senator Ted Cruz this morning at Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia. Cruz becomes the first of the GOP hopefuls to declare. No Democrats have announced yet. An ex-NFL star cops a plea.
Darren Sharper pleaded guilty to sexually assaulting a woman in Arizona and was sentenced to 9 years in federal prison. He has also pleaded no contest to drugging 4 women and raping 2 of them.
Fox Radio's Jessica Rosenthal. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Geico presents Fan Mail to a Pig.
Dear Maxwell, I just want to say thank you for making my Geico Insurance ID card digital. It's easy to find on the app. It doesn't give me paper cuts, and I always have it on hand because it's on my phone. Because of this, I finally cleaned out my glove box, which was filled with years of paper ID cards. Any thought on what I should put in my glove box now? Sincerely, Trent Patterson. Trent, what can you put in the glove box? Here's a crazy thought. How about gloves?
Digital insurance ID cards, just a tap away on the Geico app.
Do you run a small business? Do you want it to grow? Well, then don't let your business slow down or shut down because you lost your computer files. Get Carbonite and your files will be backed up to the cloud automatically. No matter how many computers, servers, or external drives you have, Carbonite has an affordable plan. Start a free trial today at Carbonite.com. No credit card required. Use offer code BACKITUP and get 2 free bonus months with purchase. Carbonite.com. Offer code BACKITUP.
So you need a credit card, but how do you choose? Let's compare the big banks to Florida Credit Union. They have rewards, and we do too. They have customer service. Hello, 24/7. They have celebrities. Hey, Danny. But with Florida Credit Union, there's no annual fee, no liability for fraudulent charges, and no 22% interest rates. Choose Florida Credit Union, and you'll not only have a great credit card, but you'll have the support and personal touch that the big banks, well, can't touch. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Real estate is the largest and most personal investment that any of us will ever make. Be sure to tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. when Bob Kennedy, owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, will be answering your questions and discussing real estate. So remember, that's Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Call 622-9622 with your questions. It pays to be an informed buyer or seller. This is news you can use from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty and your friends here at WOCA.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
The most trusted name in news, Fox News, every half hour, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
WOCA.
So I would say that of all the people in the field right now in golf, the guy who has the most promise, if every tournament was played in Orlando, is Matt Every. He's won the Arnold Palmer Invitational 2 years in a row. Yesterday, knocking in a long putt off of 18. And by the way, Johnny Miller called that putt. Not an easy putt. It was a straight putt, though.
I mean, it's a straight putt, just straight downhill towards the water.
Right. And of course, the problem with our game is you got to be able to hit it straight. That's the difference.
Right.
They say, like a straight putt's a gimme. You got to be able to hit the ball straight under pressure. And then, of course, later on, he kind of collapsed. the motion was so overwhelming. He's from Daytona Beach, obviously, a Gator, and and he won the tournament last year and won it again. I watched that field, and I thought to myself, good young players, interesting, not a great field. Not a great field.
It's never a great field.
Well, no, they've had Tiger and Phil and all
Like
that over the years.
Lee Westwood, Phil.
But they've had-
Rory was there. Yeah, they did. Like 3 years ago when they had Tiger, Phil, Lee Westwood.
They've had their time.
But Rory not playing well. Everybody says he didn't play well. He shot 11 under and finished 7th, but he didn't play well for the number one player in the world.
Aside from 2 or 3 players, and the guys on the leaderboard in the end were.
Henrik Stenson gagged it away. He couldn't make a 6-foot putt.
I think Stenson's game is really looking good though right now.
He hits the ball well, but
I predict he'll be right there in Augusta.
Could not make a buddy. You got a putt in Augusta.
Well, he'll be all right. He'll be okay. If you look at the top 10 finishers, Stenson, Matt Jones, Morgan Hoffman's a good-looking young player. He just not sees
the pressure. Yeah, the pressure got to him. I was watching him yesterday on number 7, and you could tell the pressure got to him early in the round.
I thought I knew most all the golfers, but I'm sorry, Kiradich, Affy Barnerat.
You mean Arm?
Yeah.
No, that's his nickname, Arm.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. No,
yeah. He's from Thailand.
Hudson Swafford.
Yeah.
David Lingmerth.
Certainly.
Those are some of the players who finished in the top 15 or so. And
well, let's be honest. Bay Hill yesterday, Saturday and Sunday, both days, not playing the most difficult it could play.
Well,
the temperature was up, the wind was down.
But Adam Scott and Harris English, Sean O'Hare, those guys finished way back. So, anyway, it's time to get your game going. The Masters are going to be here.
The Masters will be here in 2 weeks. Look, your boy, you know what happened to Sean O'Hare is you gave him a ringing endorsement.
Could be.
I watched him on number 7 yesterday, hit a ball wide left. Then he chipped it and ran it past the hole about 9 feet. Then lipped out that putt for par, and then lipped out again for bogey.
Well, his game's not back in shape yet, but he's got some game.
He does got game.
And he and Keegan Bradley both. I expect Keegan Bradley to start playing better golf by now.
He's got so much going on with his swinging all right now.
I guess
how long it's taken him. They were almost 2 full holes behind, and at the tournament at the end of the tournament, Henrik Stenson came into the media tent, and he was hot. Henrik Stenson was very, very angry, and because they got put on the clock with 4 holes to go, and he was like, we're playing for $1.1 million. That we're the last group. We're not holding anybody up. And for him to come out and us to have to feel like there's a stopwatch behind us the whole time, that gets you out of your game a little bit and it rushes you. And you would think that they wouldn't do that. And I thought, stop whining. You know the rules. The rules say you have to do it in this time limit. You don't do it, they put you on the clock.
But what's funny about it? They only do it for television. They don't really care otherwise. Otherwise it wouldn't matter if they were 5 minutes late. I can understand his complaint.
He literally pretty much, without coming out and saying that's what cost him the tournament.
Yeah.
Kept saying that he kept going back to that being what made him not feel good over putts and everything was he was rushing.
The state of golf right now is in flux. We've got to see something happen.
It's like baseball with the slowness of it. It needs to pick up the pace.
It's not going to do that. The people who are winning right now, there better be some people. Jordan Spieth needs to be in a lot more tournaments, that's for sure. And certainly not having Tiger, and it's still got a bit of an identity crisis right now. It's not going to be easy to overcome that. So,
well, Rory just got on the cover of EA Sports PGA Golf, so maybe that'll help.
Rory's won. Rory's certain, maybe because he's not an American, he's not as popular here as he would be normally. But there just needs to be.
Well, they all live here now. Henrik Stenson lives in Orlando. Ian Poulter.
Jupiter in Orlando.
Yeah, Ian Poulter lives in Orlando.
Yeah, I know they live here, but here's the deal. They're not getting the TV ratings.
Nope.
And there's not an exciting personality.
Nope.
And people aren't going to sit in front of a TV for 3 hours and watch guys they never heard of.
Well, I disagree with the exciting personality. They just won't put me on TV.
And your game is so good, too.
No. Well, but if they would just film me.
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter,
Yeah. Well,
have golf going on in the background.
I don't think they know what they're. You ought to call Potavedra.
I think I'll call Tim Fincham, get him on the hotline.
I'm sure you probably thought about it already. So. All right, so let's talk about.
Can we go to Joe Williams and get away
take
from
a break?
this?
Come back. We'll talk to Joe Williams next, right here on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local, but not on the Golf Channel. The Source.
Let's give it up for old asphalt and a new pair of shoes. Let's give it up for a good rhythm meeting a sweet melody. For a church cookout under clear skies. Let's give it up for good things coming together, like bundling your auto and other policies together with an Allstate agent, which can save you time and keep you better protected. Let's give it up for good.
To receive your comparative insurance quote, contact the McDonald Agency at 622-2333.
If you need a sign or a banner for your yard or your business or your campaign, I'd recommend you go to Signs Unlimited at 318 South Magnolia in Ocala. Screen printing, embroidery, digital graphics. Do what I did when we needed signs for the Save the Marion Theater Group. Go see Vic Buttermore at Signs Unlimited if you want quality work with a fast turnaround from somebody who is deeply committed to his community and always ready to assist you. There's a reason Vic's slogan is, it's our business to make your business better. Sign up for Signs Unlimited. Call 732-7341 today.
Stay with us and sleep better at the Sleep Inn and Suites of Ocala Bellevue, located next door to Don Garlett's Museum and a few minutes from Florida Horse Park. Our award-winning, newly refreshed Sleep Inn and Suites offers comfy, clean rooms, free fast Wi-Fi, and service with a smile. Start your day with a deluxe hot breakfast and unwind in our heated outdoor pool. Our convenient 24-hour fitness and business centers allow you to stay on track whether you're here to play or to work. That's Sleep Inn and Suites Ocala Bellevue.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball.
If you've been hearing about the crowd at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill and were worried because you couldn't get in, I've got some good news for you. Seating is now available. While you're there, look up Chef Dave Del Rio. He'll buy you a drink. Now is the time for you to finally see firsthand what your friends are talking about. At Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill, try Chef Dave's tantalizing Louisiana menu. Check out those gorgeous Lake Weir sunsets. Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill on beautiful Lake Weir. Seating now available.
Pay your taxes, eat your vegetables, watch your weight, mow the lawn, clean the house. We all have stuff we don't want to do. Isn't it about time you did something you wanted to do? Like getting your pilot's license? At Ocala Aviation, they make it fun and easy, and you can start by taking one of their Discovery flights. For only $99, you get to go up in the airplane with an FAA-certified flight instructor and actually fly the plane yourself. It's a perfect way to see if flying is for you. And once you get that ultimate feeling of freedom, Ocala Aviation can train you to get your pilot's license. Ocala Aviation also offers commercial flight training for those looking to make a career change and enter the world of commercial aviation. Ocala Aviation is conveniently located at the Ocala International Airport. So if you're ready to start your adventure, stop by or give them a call today. 861-7484. That's 861-7484. You'll be glad you did. I know I am. Ocala Aviation. Call today. 861-7484.
Ooh, a xylophone. Sounds dreamy.
Yeah, they don't make them like this anymore, Robin. I'm shipping it to the Musical Historical Society.
And you're packing it like that?
What, this won't work?
Why don't you take it to the Personal Service Center at the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street in Ocala? Just look for the yellow signs.
Great idea. That'll save me a lot of time.
The passing of time.
Personal Service Center makes sending packages easy.
And quick, call 789-6683.
For the Personal Service Center.
Are you tired of not using your home's outdoor space for entertaining or relaxation because of all the bugs and leaves? Consider adding a beautiful screen room or glass enclosure. We are Superior Aluminum and Design, a family-owned and operated business with 20 years experience in the aluminum industry, and we are accredited by the Better Business Bureau. If you appreciate superior workmanship, call Superior Aluminum and Design at 817-8058 or visit us on the web at superiораluminumdesign.com.
Coming up, we'll kind of hook up with Joe Williams in Denver. Meanwhile, the story about TV blackout used to be a bigger deal, it seems like. I can remember the time when one of the great things about living in a place like Denver was the Broncos were always sold out and you always got the games on TV. But there's a long time the Bucks, you couldn't get the Bucks because they weren't sold out. So the NFL lifted television blackout rule in place 2015 season. So previously ceased backing the blackout rule, but the league was still able to enforce it legally. The blackout rule keeps the broadcast of games off local TV markets. So that has been taken. Let's go out to Denver now and see if we can hook up with a guy whose brackets are he's probably clean all the way to the Sweet 16. Knowing how he picks them, like he always says when he loses, I pick good, they play bad. Let's see how well he's picking right now. Joe Williams from Mile High Sports joins us. Hi, Joe. How your brackets doing?
Well, I got 10 teams out of 16 in the Sweet 16, so that's really not a very good percentage now, is it?
No, it's not, and I'll tell you why. Because Tom has 11 and I have 12, and we're horrible. So you know that can't be right. Well, I don't know. Have you enjoyed the tournament, Joe?
Yes, I have. I think day one, I've never seen anything like day one.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever been anything like day one.
Yeah, there's been a lot of big seeds going down. I'm not shocked about Villanova. Everybody seemed like they were in love with that team. I thought they were a weak number one, in my opinion.
Yeah, they were very good in the regular season, though, and they're very good in their championship. They did not shoot the ball well, and every once in a while teams have that. Yeah. You'll have an off day. You know, North Carolina State has a lot of talent. They're very big up front. Yeah. Obviously, Villanova is going to hear it from their fans because, you know, they say, well, you never get out of the first round. But as a weak number one, I probably could buy that. They probably were better a safer two, maybe, and you could have put somebody else on that first line. But, you know, the be-all, end-all is you've got to go out and you've got to win 6 games, you know, to get to where everybody wants to go to, and there's only one team going to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Joe, let's talk about some show ponies, teams like Villanova that always look good coming in, you know, but in the end they aren't there. And let's talk about the grinders who do seem to be that. The bad news for the teams is that Kentucky is a little bit of both. Kentucky looks great and plays great, which is why I can't say anybody beating them. But aside from that, who are the pretenders? I mean, is Notre Dame the real deal? Are they a show pony or are they a grinder?
Notre Dame can shoot the ball real well. They've got 4 guys that can all hit from the perimeter. And I think they're going to give Kentucky all kinds of problems if they can get by Wichita State themselves. Yeah. You know, I'm convinced that anybody that's going to beat Kentucky must be able to shoot from the outside. They're so big inside, and they're so athletic, you just cannot get shots off against them, you know, inside the paint.
You know, Joe?
Cincinnati had the right idea, but they don't have good enough shooters.
I agree with you, Joe, except for one thing. Florida got the ball inside of them all day long. In fact, they beat Kentucky scoring in the paint. They don't have a big guy in there. So it's possible to do it, but you're right about one thing. We just were talking about, normally speaking, you see some great outside shooters, you know, in the tournament, and you just don't see those great shooting guards. I mean, Kentucky doesn't shoot the ball well from outside either. So I don't know. Do you think we have any great shooters in the tournament?
Well, I know Notre Dame can shoot it. I know Wisconsin can shoot it. Arizona's kind of off and on. Gonzaga's got some teams that can shoot it. But I think the key, you know, with a team like Kentucky is you kind of got to be in. You know, Wisconsin played them very, very tough. Remember last year in the tournament?
Yeah.
They kind of got the formula. You know, your shooting sometimes, buddy and Tom, your shooting sometimes is good and sometimes it's not good. That's not just confined to the college kids. The pros are the same way. So you have to be able to do other things well. You got to be able to defend, and you got to have a plan. You got to have discipline, and there's just not many teams that have that entire package. I mean, Kentucky obviously looks like the team to beat. They're favored to go 40-0, although history says they won't. But a good shooting team is what you're going to have to beat them. So.
Speaking with Joe Williams of Mile High Sports. Joe, Tom Schmitz here. In the first weekend, I thought the biggest story that I didn't see get much play in our area anyway is that a conference that everybody or a lot of the experts thought was the best conference in the regular season in basketball, the Big 12, got exposed. 5 of its 7 teams lost, didn't get out of the weekend, and 4 of those 5 lost in the opening game. Is the Big 12 really that bad of a conference?
I think they had some good teams, but no great ones. And usually you get 1 or 2 really good. A lot of people thought Iowa State was the best of the bunch, and they might have been, but Obviously, they went in and laid an egg, and it didn't happen. So, tournament-wise, I'd have to think you'd say the Big 12 maybe has got a lot of balance, but just not enough great teams.
You know, the two teams.
Actually, they don't have any great teams.
No, they don't. There aren't that many great teams in the tournament. Let's be honest. Joe, I think if you look at the teams that have really stepped up and improved a lot, there are two. Surprise performances out of UCLA. Naturally, we didn't think they were going to even make it this round. And then, of course, you got Tom Izzo again. Michigan State lost 11 games, a 7 seed, playing like one of the top seeds in the tournament. If you were picking those two teams now, look at them. Which is the bigger surprise to you the way these two teams have played? Has it been UCLA or Michigan State?
I guess you shouldn't be surprised ever when an Izzo coach team gets in the tournament and starts cutting them down. You know, it just seems like he coaches for March. It seems like his teams respond in March, and they go out there and they just play a gritty cut them down. You saw Michigan State in the Big Ten tournament, and they got up on Wisconsin by 10, 11 points and was playing really well, and then somehow, some way, Wisconsin came back and beat them. I'm not surprised that Michigan State is in the Sweet 16. UCLA got lucky, let's face it. They got lucky on that phantom call against them at SMU. Even though they played pretty well most of the game, they probably should have lost that game. And then, you know, you have a team that gets knocked off, and they end up playing a higher-seeded team like UAB. So in their first two games, they beat two teams that are, let's face it, not top 15 teams. And when you're seeing where UCLA was, you at least usually have to play one of those teams just to get to the Sweet 16. You know, they didn't. I'll give UCLA credit for hanging in there, but they're not going to go very far.
Well, I love this Wichita State team, and you know they could break through. I mean, who's to say they could knock off Notre Dame and have a shot at Kentucky, at least a shot at them. I don't know, they would probably not win, but that's a team I'm watching in that Midwest bracket. I think is really interesting.
Well, I like Notre Dame because of the way they shoot the ball from the perimeter. They've got four guys that can all hit, and they're not very big. I think that's the one thing that's working against them. And Wichita State, they just keep chopping wood. I mean, we all remember them from last year, and maybe they're not quite the same team they were. At least they didn't have the same record. But they look like a pretty good basketball team against Kansas, didn't they, on Sunday?
They certainly did. And yet we didn't. We all kind of expected that. We kind of also we thought Wichita State might break through there. You did too. And so let's see what they got now. Of course, the news tightens a little bit. We're talking about the Sweet 16. It's a different level. That's the advantage of having guys like Krzyzewski and guys like Izzo who've been in these things before. They know. I still don't believe in Arizona. I just can't believe he can get them ready for a big game. They're just taking the apple every time, haven't they?
Yeah, it seems like it did. You know, they also, I think, went up against Wisconsin last year in the tournament, if memory serves, and didn't quite get it done. They're the best team in the Pac-12, we'll put it that way. And they've got a good guard in O'Connell. He's he's a heady guy. Their freshman's got to shoot the ball. They're inconsistent as shooters. That's the biggest thing against them. And when your shooting leaves you, you better have really good defense and rebounding. And they've got pros. They've got NBA players on their roster. But I don't trust them to get out of their region.
Joe Williams, Mile High Sports. Always good talking to you, Joe. Thanks for your insight. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, fellas.
Take care. All right, I want to thank our guest today, Doug Cohn, first hour. We'll replay that interview. Really good stuff there that he talked about, Doug. The Step Up program, if you haven't heard about it, check it out on the 15th of April at CP. It's something that is great for education. Had no idea it was that big. So also thanks to Franz Beard and also to Joe Williams of Mile High Sports. And on behalf of my broadcast partner, Tom Schmitz, I'm Buddy Martin. Have a wonderful evening, everybody.